Joe Ciroc, he's tied one record, back-to-back final tables. Poker Tour, trying to set another one. Most sunglasses at a final table, different pairs. Might do it.
Well, he seems to whip them out of nowhere. He's got the teal-colored ones now. Tomi Venus is going to fold his hand, and now it's on Jon.
Well, look at this, Vince. He is going to raise it. He's going to give Ciroc a dose of that medicine he's been getting all day.
Yep, he wants to get something back at Joe Ciroc, and it's going to work for Jon Dolan. He has pushed him out of the pot with queen 6.
Well, he finally said to himself, you know, let me try some of that stuff he's been doing to me. The 3-bet.
And there's the Royal Flush Girls. You think they're talking about pot odds or reality shows, Mike?
I think they're talking about where they're going to get sushi tonight, Vince.
Probably right. Back to the table we go. Joe Ciroc with the new glasses on. We'll lay this hand down. Tomi Venus now with just 9-5 suited. We'll bump it up.
Yep, 110,000 to go.
10 to go.
Into the young guy from Biloxi. Ooh.
Look at this. Dolan's picked up 2 jacks here. She's got a real hand. Obviously going to re-raise with this. And he does so.
Yeah, total of 275. Venus says, I was just kidding around. And Jon Dolan going to take down another pot.
Well, Dolan on a little heater now. 3-bet 2 pots in a row. Picked them both up.
And he's a professional poker player originally out of Florida. He's only 26 years old.
Now, there you see the WPT Player of the Year standings, and Joe Ciroc has overtaken Will the Thrill Fiala, who has led the Player of the Year standings since he won the Legends of Poker back in August.
Player of the Year, Joe Ciroc, with 1,800 points. And what's amazing is just a couple months ago, he was saying, I just want to cash. I had no idea this was going to happen. What a roll he's on. But action now on Jon Dolan. And this time he has an ace-jack.
Well, Vance, he does know if he becomes WPT Player of the Year, he's going to get more attention from the Royal Flush Girls. That alone's enough incentive to try to win that title.
Dolan going to make it 110,000. Joe Ciroc, though, has a mid-pair, pair of 6s, and he's going to re-raise. Makes it 240 to go.
Just stays aggressive.
Tomi Venus going to muck his hand back on Jon.
Yeah, now it's going to cost Jon another 130,000 to make the call.
These guys have been fighting for pots all night long.
Oh, look at that. He's not calling, Vince. He is re-raising again. He is 4-betting it here up to 450,000.
Ciroc folded the last hand. And there, whoa, he's going back over the top.
Now, this is the 5-bet all-in, folks, and it's another $1.5 million to Jon Dolan right here, and his tournament life on the line.
Jon's a little desperate here.
Jon only has an ace-jack. Hard to put another $1.5 million in there with this hand.
I call this.
And he's made this call.
What a daring call by Jon Dolan, and we're in a race situation. Jon Dolan must win this pot to stay alive. And once again, it's the 2 6s as the pair.
Yeah.
The Route 66. That's the hand that sent Craig out of here. Will it send Jon out of here as well? Now, Ciroc gives him a hug just in case you got to sleep on the couch again sometime.
Joe acting very casual, walks over close to us. Doesn't want to look. Here we go. And here it is, Jack 8-7. Jack's there for Jon Dolan. Nice spike.
That wasn't good.
Well, that's the emotion that Joe Ciroc shows. He turns around the Royal Flush Girl. That wasn't good.
Oh, yeah. All right, but 2 cards to come. Can Ciroc suck out?
Well, that's a 3, so we're down to the river. Joe Ciroc must catch a 6. Craig had to catch that a minute ago when he was eliminated. Joe won't be eliminated, but we will have a new chip leader.
It's been a powerful card here tonight. Will it be again? Will the miracle happen? Last card coming up. Let's take a peek.
Well, a 5 comes off. Jon Dolan sits back down, and he sits down with the chip lead.
With Jon Dolan's double up, Mike, Vince, has play been going as you expected? And what should we keep an eye out for when play resumes?
Well, Marinella, the dynamics just changed dramatically with that double up by Jon Dolan. For the first time tonight, we've got a new chip leader at this final table. But what a final it's going to be. Tomi Venus going for his second WPT title. Joe Ciroc, who now is the WPT Player of the Year, leader in point standings. He can still win this title, but Jon Dolan is the man right now. He's out in front after that double up.
I'll tell you something, Mike. There is quicksand now in the swamp here in Florida. The Gators are going. They're scattering about. They're looking for roadkill. Who's going to win this? We have three very talented players. This is up for grabs.
Well, gentlemen, whatever happens, this will be a fight to the finish, as all these players want to add their name to the WPT Champions Cup. Please join us next time for continuing coverage of the Seminole Hard Rock Showdown, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Until then, for Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, the Royal Flush Girls, Matt Savage, and the whole WPT team, I'm Marianella Pereira saying thanks for watching and good night.
I don't understand what this is for here.
This is our moment to build the future in which we want to live. Today, around America, people are hungry. People are out of work. People are struggling. And that's why we're putting restaurants back to work, to feed their communities. These restaurants, they will rehire staff, they will pay rent, they will keep the lights on. Restaurants buy from farmers, from fishermen. Restaurants keep money in the local economy. We need to remember that restaurants represent culture, the fabric of our cities and towns. Food is the DNA of who we are. So today, we stand with restaurants as they cook for their neighbors. And tomorrow, we will have strong, resilient communities full of life, love, and great food. We believe that a good future starts with a humble plate of food.
The game is No Limit Hold'em, and as the great Mike Sexton always says, it takes a minute to learn and a lifetime to master. But whether you're playing on a World Poker Tour stage in Las Vegas or on a ClubWPT.com tournament online, the rules remain the same. Each player starts with 2 cards face down, then 5 community cards that everyone can play. But these community cards are presented in 3 stages. The aim of the game is to combine your 2 hidden cards with the community cards to create the best 5-card poker hand compared to your opponents. The fun is, the best hand keeps evolving with every turn of a card. And what this game is really all about is betting. So at the start of each hand, you get your first 2 cards, and if you like them, you make a bet. If you don't, you fold. Then, for those players who paid to play, the dealer puts the first 3 community cards on the table. This is called the flop, and this is where another round of betting happens, unless everyone agrees to check for a free card. Then the dealer puts the 4th community card on the table. This is called the turn card. Once again, we have a round of betting.
Tom does turn a gut shot here to a 7. But that's no good, of course. Mosin already with the flush, and wow, Tom is check-raising. Although it may not be the best hand to make it with, I will say that Tom certainly has the right image to try and bowl somebody out of pot.
Mosin flopping a flush just like that. He will make this call.
Then the last card, the river. It's turned up on the table and we have our final round of betting. And this is where the fireworks can really go off.
He's going to fire out another 20,000, and of course, Mosin with a flush not going anywhere.
And we flip the cards over and see who wins. It's called No Limit Hold'em because there is no limit to the amount that a player can bet. At any point in the game, a player can declare that they are all in. And that is what makes the size of your chip stack and your position at the table very important in this game.
This is our moment to build the future in which we want to live. Today, around America, people are hungry. People are out of work. People are struggling. And that's why we're putting restaurants back to work, to feed their communities. These restaurants, they will rehire staff, they will pay rent, they will keep the lights on. Restaurants buy from farmers, from fishermen. Restaurants keep money in the local economy. We need to remember that restaurants represent culture, the fabric of our cities and towns. Food is the DNA of who we are. So today, we stand with restaurants as they cook for their neighbors. And tomorrow, we will have strong, resilient communities full of life, love, and great food. We believe that a good future starts with a humble plate of food.
The game is no limit hold'em, and as the great Mike Sexton always says, it takes a minute to learn and a lifetime to master. But whether you're playing on a World Poker Tour stage in Las Vegas or on a ClubWPT.com tournament online, the rules remain the same. Each player starts with 2 cards face down, then 5 community cards that everyone can play. But these community cards are presented in 3 stages. The aim of the game is to combine your 2 hidden cards with the community cards to create the best 5-card poker hand compared to your opponents. The fun is, the best hand keeps evolving with every turn of a card. And what this game is really all about is betting. So at the start of each hand, you get your first 2 cards, and if you like them, you make a bet. If you don't, you fold. Then, for those players who paid to play, the dealer puts the first 3 community cards on the table. This is called the flop, and this is where another round of betting happens, unless everyone agrees to check for a free card. Then the dealer puts the 4th community card on the table. This is called the turn card. Once again, we have a round of betting.
Tom does turn a gut shot here to a 7. But that's no good, of course. Mosin already with the flush, and wow, Tom is check-raising. Although it may not be the best hand to make it with, I will say that Tom certainly has the right image to try and bowl somebody out of pot.
Mosin flopping a flush just like that. He will make this call.
Then the last card, the river. It's turned up on the table and we have our final round of betting. And this is where the fireworks can really go off.
He's going to fire out another 20,000, and of course, Mosin with a flush not going anywhere.
And we flip the cards over and see who wins. It's called no limit hold'em because there is no limit to the amount that a player can bet. At any point in the game, a player can declare that they are all in. And that is what makes the size of your chip stack and your position at the table very important in this game. We're gearing up for a great time, so grab a bud and connect with friends as we go all in for charity. Hello, I'm Lynn Gilmartin, coming to you with a special at-home edition of the World Poker Tour. The King's Celebrity Poker Challenge on ClubWPT is a very special event because in addition to all the great poker action the WPT is known for, Budweiser is providing a cool $125,000 to World Central Kitchen as part of Budweiser's ongoing efforts to bring people together as one team by supporting our communities in need and our heroes on the front lines. This amount represents a $15,000 donation on behalf of 5 players at this star-stacked table, plus an additional $50,000, the King's share, on behalf of our winner. And World Central Kitchen is a very worthy cause. It's the largest global philanthropic food organisation, serving millions of fresh meals to those in need since 2010. And appropriately, among our celebrity players tonight, we are honoured to have the founder of World Central Kitchen. He's a culinary innovator and a man twice named to Time's 100 most influential people. Welcome, Jose Andres, a true king of the kitchen. Chef, I am so thrilled that Budweiser is able to provide $125,000 to you and your hardworking team to support your amazing work.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here, and thank you for the support. So far, we are already reaching over 5 million meals all across America. So thank you to the World Poker Tournament and to all of you guys for being here, for supporting this.
Well, it's an honour for Budweiser and WPT to be supporting World Central Kitchen through this event. All right, let's meet the rest of our players. Coming to us from my home country of Australia, we have the GOAT of surfing with 11 world titles and 55 career victories, the king of the waves, Kelly Slater.
Yeah, early morning here, but looking forward to it.
And it's a good thing these are virtual cards because this Tony and Grammy-winning star of stage and screen is also an award-winning magician. It's Jason Alexander.
I do a trick, but I'm so limited during the quarantine.
Right, and we're safe with the virtual cards.
Exactly.
Also joining us is a 6-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA champion, and 3-time Olympic medalist, the king of Spanish basketball, Pau Gasol.
Hi, you guys. Thanks for having me.
Now, we'll soon find out if he's a madman at the poker table, but his Emmy and Golden Globe winning acting talents should certainly play a role in his poker face. Jon Hamm.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Proud to be here.
And finally, someone who is certainly no stranger to a poker game, SAG award-winning actor, comedian, podcaster, and author, Kevin Pollak.
Please be seated. Thank you.
Plus, our commentary team are standing by to call the action, also from the comfort of their own homes.
Well, here we go. We have a great table here tonight full of celebrities that can play some poker. I'm Vince Van Patten alongside Tony Dunst. Tony, how you doing?
I'm doing well today. Great to be here with you tonight. Can't wait to watch some celebrity poker.
There's the chip leaderboard. Every player is going to start with 25,000 in chips. Now, if you don't know poker that well and you're watching, each player will get 2 cards, and there'll be 5 community cards in the middle to make your best 5-card poker hand. This is no limit hold'em. You can bet anything you want at any time, and these players will.
Now, remember, we are here for a good time and a great cause. So let's shuffle up and deal.
So guys, we're gonna do this in Spanish, okay? It's gonna be Spanish.
Let's see the magician.
We can see everyone's private cards, called the whole cards, but the players can only see their own.
John, is your Spanish good?
It's not as good as yours, I'll put it that way.
All right, fair enough. If it was, I would be not just shocked, but...
Where are you from in Spain? What
Barcelona.
city?
Well, near Barcelona. I was born in Barcelona, but grew up right outside.
I was supposed to leave for Spain today.
Oh,
Really?
my God,
Yeah.
what a bummer. What were you, for vacation or for fun or work?
It was a mix. There was a comedy festival that wanted to have me as a guest up in A Coruña.
Beautiful.
And my wife and I were going to meet up with friends and do, Seville,
Little twerk.
Granada, Barcelona, Madrid.
King Jack 5 on the flop. Not much happening here for any of our 3 players.
What the heck is going on here?
4 on the turn, giving a set for the chef. Woohoo!
A set is when you have 3 of a kind, 2 down in your whole cards, and 1 on the board.
How do I do that?
And the chef,
Oh, Jesus. All right.
That's a big
Somebody's in a rush.
He leads out all in, Vince.
You got to get somewhere.
I don't know if I did it because I wanted to. I did by mistake, but here you go.
You got a dinner to catch?
Well, he's running a little bluff with this table talk.
Well, turns out it worked.
Really? $600 all this work?
the chef overbakes the casserole there,
Wow.
but he takes down hand number one.
You know you went all in, right?
I had 3/4, guys.
That's a good hand. You could have won a little more if you'd
Played it a little more
if you wanted
patiently.
Now I realize.
The players at our table tonight have a range of experience. My understanding is Kevin, John, and Jason playing a home game together.
I can beat your fourth.
So they're a little familiar with each other's tendencies.
Not the trip force.
Pau, Jose, Kelly, a little bit of our wild cards tonight.
It's the best seafood in the world there in Coruña. It's amazing.
Really?
Gooseneck barnacles, percebes, sea urchin, spider crabs, great waves. I mean, man.
You're making it worse, Jose.
La Coruña, en Galicia.
Kelly Slater going to stick around for inside straight, gets nothing. Kevin Pollak splashing around with a little pair of sixes.
Going for a little more value.
Wow.
Kelly is going to fold that.
Atta baby.
And that went over. Oh, hand that went over.
Kelly looks like he's coming directly from a surf dorm.
I was going to say, he's rocking the bunk bed. You think he's a top bunk or a bottom bunk kind of guy?
I think he deserves his own room. But, you know, surfers all crammed together. They do a lot of things together, so maybe you got something there.
Well, maybe that's
He's in
why
Australia right now.
That must be it.
Nice enough to be playing with us for charity here today.
An ace.
This time he's got ace king. He's got aces with the big king kicker. He's betting 350, and he will not get any action. So Kelly Slater taking down his first pot tonight. And he says he plays a lot of poker out there on the surf circuit. Not much as of late, he says, but he knows Hold'em, and he knows it well.
Five players in on Kelly's big blind. He will check. Everybody but Pau Gasol in this hand, and it is Kelly who flops a flush draw with the spades, and Jon Hamm
Queens are hot.
has the lead with trip queens.
He does, the madman. He's going to make a bet 250.
Somebody has a queen already.
Kelly with the four flush here. That's when you have four of one suit, and you are drawing to a flush, looking for one more card of your suit.
Is 5 queens?
Yeah, we're going to find out how many queens are in this deck.
Depends where you live, Jose.
So Jon Hamm looking good here.
Oh.
John's going to bet 1,000.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's already bluffing.
Now that does give Jose some outs here. Now he can catch a 10, although with one of them in Kelly's hand, doesn't look likely.
I am shopping.
Yeah, you are.
Slater making a good drop there on the turn.
I am shopping.
Nothing happened for the chef.
Are you saying chopping, or are you on another site doing some shopping for
Are
sure?
you having a problem with my English or with my accent?
Either.
Spanish.
Either just class clown in high school. Sorry.
I was shopping. I was looking for the 10.
What is the chef chopping for? Steak knives?
Fair enough.
I was very pleased that no flushes or straights came up on that hand, I will say.
Yeah, Jon Hamm taking that one down. Kelly Slater dodged a bullet there.
That's your shopping trip.
Well, an ace in the hand for three of our players here.
But I also thought maybe you were saying chopping.
Everybody calls. No respect. No respect whatsoever.
Kind of have a Steve Martin arrow through the head thing happening here.
Jon Hamm, our only
Yes.
player out, and it is Kelly who makes top pair on our Jack 10-5 flop.
Kelly Slater got a bet 50, under bet there.
Well, I feel like a jerk for folding. It would have been a family pot.
Jason, ace 9 of clubs, making the call.
Yeah, Jason with some backdoor possibilities here, looking for clubs or running straight, and he does make an open-ended straight draw on the turn, so he is looking for a queen or a 7. An ace would also give him the win here.
Everybody gets some orange juice.
Oh,
how nice.
Orange.
Was that from you, John?
Yeah.
Jason has raised it. Kelly's popping, but they're betting very small numbers here.
pushing me, huh, Kelly? All right.
Eh.
It's for the kids. It's for the kids.
Kelly trying to squeeze a little more out of Jason and his orange juice.
So Jason doesn't get there. Slater just betting 50.
What are those things? What are the little Buddhas we just got?
Oh, I think you got it, Kelly.
Nah, it came from me.
Kind of under betting, but he's going to take the pot nevertheless.
I think it's a chip protector, is it not?
Jason goes away with his misdraw.
Yep, the great surfer. Doesn't get the barrel, but he gets the win. What are you going to do? Whoa, Jon Hamm picking up 2 queens.
How are you guys doling out things is what I want to know.
You click on your little shopping cart icon thing there.
Yeah, I don't know that part either.
Or
That's 150.
yeah, right next to your name on the left, the club WPT.
Slater going to call with Jack 7 of clubs.
Ah.
The chef
Yeah.
going to stick around for the second course.
Everybody gets a little 4-leaf clove.
Jeez, you guys are too kind.
Yeah, let's see who's our luckiest leprechaun.
Should have given that just to Jason.
Pow's got a hat.
They are all calling. Let's see what happens. King 9-6, 2 clubs. 4 flush for Kelly.
Kelly and John, the ones with a hand here. Kevin and Jason do have outs to their straights, but as you can see from the percentages there, the 2 most likely to win this hand are John and Kelly.
And they're giving gifts out. Pau Gasol gives everyone glasses. You can do that on ClubWPT.com. Give gifts away. Kelly raising to 500.
Is it a bald thing, Kelly? It's just...
Yeah, well, the partial bald. The cigars. Yeah, everyone's really excited about their buying.
And there is the flush for Kelly Slater.
There we go. Now it's going to get interesting.
And 3 6s for the chef. Quays for Jon Hamm. Whoa.
Well, no big all-in right away from Jose Andres. Last time he made 3 of a kind, he just let out for his entire stack. Now playing it a little more cautious.
Jason taking a stab.
John's right there. Right there. Kelly's raising. Of course he is.
Smooth call, min raise, devilish.
All right.
Another smooth call.
Look at all this action.
What do we have here?
All right, I'm going to pop out of this thing.
Wow.
Just got the boat.
River Carter King for Jose. He makes his full house. Whoa.
Wow.
Watch out.
Shopping.
Watch out.
We are shopping.
You know, the lead has changed on every street. Jose Andres, your winner here, so long as he doesn't fold.
He's going all in again.
See who's got the king.
Raise that,
What?
Kelly.
You could.
Well, he's got it covered.
What
So
did
it's not
happen
going to
there?
knock him out.
What the?
He'd raise 1,300.
What the?
Yep.
And a nice fold from Kelly there, showing some discipline and dropping his flush.
Show me your bluff.
I had a full house. King 6s.
I had a flush.
It's a good drop, Kelly. Okay, welcome back to the King Celebrity Poker Challenge on Club WPT.
Shout out to Budweiser, who invites us all to join together as one team to help our heroes on the front lines. They are providing $125,000 to World Central Kitchen on behalf of our talented celebrity players. For the most part, still pretty close to their starting stacks.
Blinds are 50, 100.
Good no call.
I think Kelly made a mistake. He pushed his sitting out button, so he's a little confused by that.
Oh, I guess I'm sitting out this one.
Yeah, you got to get yourself back in.
Now Kevin here with ace-jack suited is going to go up to 700. Now Jose with his king 3. Does he want to play his button to the raise? Of course, the players can't see everyone's whole cards like we can.
Man, I cannot stay out a hand. I can.
Flop, ace 9 deuce.
just in case anybody feels it.
Now you're talking my language.
Jon Hamm giving a gift of handkerchiefs.
We're short on toilet paper in this house. This will be great.
There you go. It's virtual, but it
I
works.
think you're supposed to send that to people after you put a bad beat on them and they're gonna cry it out.
Helps.
You betcha.
And Kevin Pollak.
Very good, Kevin. Very good.
We'll take it.
Everybody, check and see on the table window that you're on.
Yep.
That the little volume sign is muted, because I think we're getting some feedback.
So Jose here with the 4-7 of spades, gonna limp in behind Jon Hamm. Now Kevin on the button holding ace-5, also gonna call. Jason with a slightly better ace, completes in the small blind. And Powell will check 9-7 suited in the big blind.
Muy bien hecho, señor.
Queen 8-4, 2 hearts. Pau Gasol with the flush draw. You can see those eyebrows pop a little bit.
I don't know why I did that out too. That was an accident.
And Kelly's saying, okay, he's back in. He pushed the wrong button, so he was sitting out. But he's happy to be back in.
Very proud.
The flop will check around, and so a 9 on the turn will give Pau the lead. The pair of 9s to go along with his heart flush draw. So he'll start betting by firing out 200.
Yeah, the superstar basketball player can play some poker.
This doesn't feel like one of the hands they're going to televise.
Let's see if they'll take this one down. Yes, he does. With the 9s.
Well, most basketball fans know Pau from his time on the Lakers.
I mean, nice win.
But I was hoping he'd get a 3rd title last year with my Milwaukee Bucks, Vince.
Pau has always been very smooth on his shots.
Very smooth.
Nothing but net.
Nothing
Very
but net.
efficient. Very efficient. High percentage.
Now, right there, you see Kelly Slater giving us a little Chippendale moment here. He's taking his shirt off.
I do this all the time at the table, Vince. You know, sun's out, guns out. It's very simple.
Don't get any ideas, okay? Kelly can do it. Another host announcer. Come on, not so good. The greatest surfer of all time putting on another shirt.
As soon as you get that shirt back on, it's on you.
You're killing us.
I'm off camera here.
No, it's okay. Just keep calling.
Yeah. Kelly, I don't want to embarrass you, or I'd do the same thing.
Look, Kelly with the second best hand, but probably in the best shape here.
Oh, what are we at now? How much is this?
The action's on you to check, bet, or fold.
Here we go. I'm back in. Sorry, guys.
Boom.
Kevin Pollak making a bluff raise on the flop with nothing but napkins.
Really? The usual suspects.
Now, Jose making the usual suspects reference. That's a big movie for Kevin Pollak. And he does get Kelly to fold top pair. Now to Jose with a better top pair, holding King Jack here. He is undeterred. So Jose and Kevin go to the turn. 8 on the turn.
Boom.
No help for Kevin Pollak.
Yeah. Let's see what do you do with this.
Will he continue to tell a story about the strength of his hand?
Keep pushing.
Boom. Yep.
Yes, he will.
He's an expert.
Keep that pressure on.
I'm pretty confident I'm ahead right now. That's the only reason I'm betting.
Do I go and I do shopping? I'm not gonna do shopping.
Oh,
Wow,
he's going
and
to
a
get...
big fold from Jose.
I had 2 kings.
Boom.
Kevin. I folded garbage and it would have killed you.
That bull talk.
Rub some salt in the wound there.
Unbelievable. And I fall for it.
I'm just here to make friends.
Everyone around this table here for a good time and a good cause, and you can tell that they are laughing it up around this table.
Like any devoted poker player, I'm just here to make friends.
Budweiser is committed to going the extra mile to ensure beer drinkers enjoy their products in a responsible way, because every experience with one of their beers should be a positive one. So drink wiser.
Welcome back to the King Celebrity Poker Challenge on Club WPT.
Where $125,000 is going to World Central Kitchen, all because of Budweiser.
Well, Tony, as you know, we love poker, and poker is the greatest game to play with your friends.
That's right. It's a great way to say, what's up?
Yeah, good bluff there last time by Kevin over Jose.
I was ahead and I give it away. Really? and now he has $29,000.
Just remember it for next time. You'll know to call.
Jose, the good thing is, no matter what, you win.
That's so true.
Kevin gave
There you
him a
go.
free show, so Jose found out the bad news about making that fold.
Yeah, I never believed that we are all winners. No way. I want to beat you guys. Especially when I beat Kevin. I really thought he was a good man. I mean,
Who gave you that impression?
a few good men. I mean,
Oh,
boy.
you felt me, man.
Drove him off.
This time, Jose Andres' movie reference lands hard enough to knock Kevin Pollak out of the room.
It's only thanks to Seinfeld getting picked up for a second year that I became A Few Good Men.
That's very true.
Wow.
I was happy to keep you afloat, Kevin.
Little inside baseball worked out very well for both of us.
Jon Hamm with a pair of jacks.
Picking up a strong hand.
Maybe a little distracted here.
Did you know that story, Jon Hamm?
It's on, John.
No, I was going to inquire. What is that story?
I was cast in Kevin's role.
I was working on a TV project that Rob Reiner and Christopher Guest created. And while we were shooting, one day at lunch, Rob said, this next movie I'm doing was a big Broadway play called A Few Good Men. Very successful, over 500 performances. I got Tom Cruise. I think I'm going to get Jack Nicholson. And there's this part of Tom's co-counsel that you're perfect for. I have an offer out to Jason Alexander, but if Seinfeld gets picked up for season 2, he's not available. Now, this is a time when that, believe it or not, was almost a foregone conclusion that it would not get picked up. It was on Friday,
right.
Friday nights. They'd only done 4 episodes, right? The Seinfeld Chronicles.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just shy of no one was watching the show. And I went home and prayed for Jason's success.
The first and last time you've ever done that to another actor.
That's exactly right. Please, God, if you care at all about Jason Alexander, why would you take this away from him?
Jose with a straight on the river.
Jason, I was watching a rerun of Seinfeld the other night, and it was from, I think it was from one of the first run, like the first 4 or 5 episodes, because all the sets were different. Jerry's apartment was different. It was very strange because all of those hyper familiar scenes, like the diner was different.
Yeah.
It was clear that it wasn't like in the main tranche of episodes, and I hadn't seen that in forever. It was so wild to see.
I bump into them every now and then on the road, and it's like watching home movies going, really?
I have a similar thing when if I'll catch an episode of Mad Men on there. It's so bizarre. You're just whoa, what's the?
And I look at them and I go, I have no memory of doing that. Absolutely no memory of doing it.
With the 8 landing on the turn, Jon Hamm is open-ended, looking for a 9 or a 4. But that 4 would give Pau Gasol a full house here. Let's see if he wants to go to the river.
And he's going to get Pau to fold the hand. And now he can show his hand if he wants to. Didn't have to there.
The Pollak playbook.
KP, what was that project with Chris Guest and Rob Reiner?
It was a summer series that aired on CBS that back in 1990 or 91, which was when there was no original programming over the summer. So they started doing what they called summer series.
Oh, right. Yeah, right. Back when there were seasons of television.
Morton and Hayes was the name of the show, and it was Morton and Hayes. Rob Reiner started the show by coming out on camera and saying, "Hi, I'm Rob Reiner. You may know me from television. What you may not know is I've always been a big fan of the great comedy teams of the 30s and 40s. Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy, and of course my favorite, Chick Morton and Eddie Hayes." Oh, he's gone all in, and I've got a big pocket pair.
All
Jose.
in. And now I am ahead.
This is just your chance to bluff me on a hand. You're going to get a big.
Now I am ahead. I'm going to send you the photo.
A big pocket pair. I'm going to fold.
Good.
Show it.
I had 4 kings and 2 4s.
You got pocket jacks to lay down, so good on you. Nice hand.
Welcome back to the King Celebrity Poker Challenge on Club WPT.
Where $125,000 is going to World Central Kitchen, all because of Budweiser.
And there you got Kevin Pollak, now the chip leader with 27,000.
As we jump back into the action, blinds are at 75, 150.
Does it exist anywhere? Is it like, have you found it on like YouTube or anything?
It's absolutely on YouTube, Morton and Hayes, yeah. And Chris Guest is in a couple episodes, and
it is Jose who makes the best hand here with 2 pair aces and 5s up against the top pair of aces of Kevin. So let's see how much money he can get out of his nemesis.
What was it?
That's 150. Huh? Kevin, so not going to raise with ace
and
10.
Bob Reiner were behind it. They're oh, what's it? Max.
We are going to the turn. Deuce
wrote on it also.
Pross?
Yeah. And I think Michael McKean wrote some too. He was in a couple episodes.
Wow.
1,200. Quick call by Kevin.
What?
Jose going into a little performance here. And a min bet.
Okay, Kevin.
I'm just curious what you have since you refused to show. Have you clicked?
They don't let me show.
Yeah, you can click something.
Could have gotten a lot more.
Options.
Ooh.
Wow.
Got to go to options.
Very
Boom.
good. Your ace 5 crushed my ace 10. Very nice.
Boom.
Jose,
Boom.
in the bottom left corner, Jose, if you click options, you'll be able to.
All right, Jose here with the 5-9. Not too likely to come in. We'll see if Kevin wants to play his a6. He did lose the minimum with his top pair up against Jose Andres and his 2 pair.
And it makes the chef the chip leader at this point with over 29,000. So he's looking good right now.
Nice hand, by the way.
I like it.
Fast start for Jose Andres. Made some hands. Put some money in the pot. Limped around to Kelly now with 7 deuce suited in the big blind. He'll check. 3 players flop a deuce here. Pow, Jon, and Kelly all with bottom pair. But Jon is best.
He's going to bet 300.
Boom. Boom.
Slater going out. Kevin out.
Oh, I think I disappeared here. What happened to my internet?
We can still see you.
We see you, Kelly.
In the Zoom. Can you hear us?
Oh, back.
Kelly looks to be having some connectivity problems, and he is calling in all the way from Australia. Not exactly a short distance call there.
Ah, yes. The old Jackson 2s.
Jon's going to pick up that pot.
Sometimes it's all it takes.
Kevin, start our action by calling here.
Jackson.
Keep waiting. I keep waiting for something.
Pow coming along. Jon will play the button.
That's what the words were. I always sang that wrong.
You thought it was Jackie Blue? No.
Yeah.
It's a song about poker.
I
Jackson
so
Twos.
much prefer Jackson 2s.
Kelly will raise from the small blind.
Damn, that's good.
5 players will go to this flop with Kelly in the lead.
Ah, the 2s are back.
Jackson twos.
Twos are cheap.
Nobody with a deuce this time, but Pow, the only
magic
one holding a
card.
king.
You know, though, Kev, like doesn't there always seem to be in one of these things one card that is the magic card for every like tournament where you're like, what is the deal with vibes? Like,
yeah,
and especially online, like playing so many hands.
Every cash game, though, you'll hear people halfway through the night go, 9, card of the night, 9s, card of the night.
Yeah, it's a full house for Pow on the river.
Funny how that
How
works.
much will it be, Pow?
I've also noticed, like, and again,
He
like I
bets
said, maybe
900.
it's like just playing the amount of hands that you play on when you're online because you don't have to shuffle.
Kelly
and
can't
you
make
don't have
this
to,
call. Pau Gasol.
All right, Pow. Good hand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Born in Barcelona, studied medicine before joining the NBA. 2-time NBA champion with the LA Lakers. Playing some solid poker here tonight.
Imagine you go to see Dr. Gasol and a 7'1" behemoth walks in to take your temperature.
the amount of crazy hands, so straight flushes and quads and like all of these things that show up are just bonkers.
It is bonkers.
We move on. Jon Hamm with a pair of 3s.
Oh, the blinds went up.
Jackson twos.
Now, Kevin.
Ito and Marlin. That's all you need.
Does he want to raise up his ace king? Yes, he does. He will juice it up to 1,800.
Mr. Pollak is in the house.
It felt like a 12x raise made sense to me.
Yeah.
Let's see, does John want to try and spike a 3 on him?
I can't wait to show you why. No, good.
Yeah, he'll go for it. Kelly on the button. He might come along. Nope.
Looking for a very specific card. Look what showed up.
Heads up between these two buddies, Kevin and John. And it is a king high flop that gives Kevin the lead.
And he's going to make a $2,700 bet. And that should get rid of Jon Hamm. He goes out.
It was a race.
It was. But that sneaky 3 shows up, and
Good night, Irene, especially with the ace or the
oh
king.
boy, with the ace and the king there.
Yeah.
Gaka boo boo. I had to call. I mean, I didn't have to, but why not?
Yeah. Because when you hit,
12x.
you take all the chips. 12x. Why? Because I hate ace king. That's the truth of it.
Now, pal, with ace jack of diamonds.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Both Kevin and Jason holding an ace in the small blind. Kevin wants no part of his ace 3 suited. Jason with ace 8 is going to play.
Oh my God, what have I folded?
Well, the flop is a queen, 7-7.
Richard Kine, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Kine showing up.
Welcome to the table, Richie.
I gotta go. I can't stay. Fine, one more hand.
Kick it 2. And then in the middle of the game, when it's totally silent, you'll just hear him say, George.
Ah, George. To no one.
To no one. George.
By the way, he is loving all of this free press we're giving him right now.
Oh, please.
Well, I get the impression that they've played some poker with Richard Kine. John picked that impression in about half a second.
His first review to me of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel was, Kevin, you're terrific on the show. Listen, I live right down the street. It would have been easier for me than flying you out from California. But oh, the best.
Pau Gasol with ace jack high is going to take it down against Kelly Slater.
The absolute. Wow.
Boom. Took it.
Boom. 3 points.
Way to stay with it.
High card wins. Not going to see that too often, I don't think.
3 points.
So Kelly takes a hit there.
Turn around 3-pointer.
And now currently our short stack, hanging around 20,000 in chips. Comes in with the 5-7 suited.
Okay. Let's see the flop.
Deuce. Deuce can't lose.
Jack 2. Jack 2s.
Careful, guys. Pau Gasol is taller. He can see your cards.
I'm a peeker.
Everyone is connected at least a little. Pau with the flush draw, Jason with bottom pair, Kevin top pair.
Kevin never checks. I was going to say, Kevin will never check.
Kelly not much, but some backdoor draws.
First top pair, second top kicker, and the button. What possible reason?
What more could
the
the man
Hollywood
want?
side of this table is completely broken down Gasol's poker face. But he does turn a pair of 10s.
I've proven myself to always tell the truth.
But he still needs a 10, 5, or heart.
And only by the truth.
Oh.
Now let's see what your top pair.
Pau can't make anything happen there. Did not get his flush.
Queen will not do it. That will give Kevin a straight.
Tyler looks very happy right now.
Let's see it.
Oh, and he called the river. Yeah, he tried to catch Kevin bluffing.
Up pair. Great. Nice. That time you spoke the truth.
Every other time.
Every other time. Yeah, it's good to mix it up. It's good to mix it up.
Pau Gasol, basketball player, shoots the air ball and pays off Kevin.
Well, there's a pause in the action. Go ahead and grab another bud. We'll be right back.
We are back here at the King Celebrity Poker Challenge, brought to you by ClubWPT and Budweiser. 6 players remain. Kevin Pollak, the chip leader, with close to 32,500 in chips, Tony.
Kevin Pollak on a little heater. He ran a nice bluff on Jose Andres earlier. Now Jose Andres has got a target on Kevin's back.
Oh, is it 1-2?
No, one.
They just went up.
They went up again.
1-2.
And there's an ante. I saw there was an ante as well.
Plaza 1 and 200. There's an ante of 25 from each player.
Look.
Well, Tony, the great thing about this event is no one is going to lose any money here. It's all on the upside. 125,000 going to charity.
Twos. Jackson
Deuce
twos.
can't lose. Jackson twos all day.
Somebody created a pattern, man.
This game is rigged. That's what you say.
No one gets any of that. They all check.
Anyone ever started a game at 7 in the morning, their time? I'm sure we've all been in a game.
We've been in one, I was going to say, yeah.
Kelly, in Australia now, so.
Yeah, I remember continuing to play at 7 in the morning, but not
Yeah,
starting.
exactly.
Did you even get coffee?
No, I haven't done anything. I haven't left my bedroom.
Well, we're gonna get a break in a little bit, so put a pot on, damn it.
Kev, what is the journey on that when you sit at those big big tourneys, the multi-day deals? I've only played in a couple of those where you like bag up your chips and you like
12-hour days with breaks every 2 hours.
Yeah, they don't go like all night. Like they have normal.
No, it's 11 to midnight or 1 a.m. usually.
It's a long day.
But yeah, I mean, to get in the money, you're talking about 4 days of that.
Yikes. Jace, what's your best finish in one of those deals?
I'm sorry, what, Jen?
What's your best finish in one of those?
One year I finished, I got into late day 3, and I was about 150 out of the money. And every time I played the World Series, I busted out 4 times with pocket aces and 3 times with pocket jacks.
Yeah, I mean, this last year when I survived, it was on fumes for most of it. I was 17-0. Can't keep up. Can't compete with Jose's Jon. I was 17-0.
Please send it to me.
I was 17-0 in all-in shoves until I was 17-1. But over 3 days, I was 17-0. Which is insane.
Kelly,
I got it in
with
right.
the decision, just a pair of deuces.
Man, what are you doing to me, Jose?
That's what it took.
Go for coffee, Kelly. Go for coffee.
Putting the pressure. Putting the pressure on me.
Let me send you some coffee. Coffee there? Oh, coffee.
There you go. Way ahead of you.
I'm gonna call you.
You're gonna call me?
Yeah, why not?
You're gonna call me?
Yeah.
Wow, he's trying to keep the chef honest.
Kelly bets 200 into a pot of 5,000.
Go get him the tissues.
Really? You know one thing? I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to lose more.
In anticipation.
I don't want to see your cards. Boom!
I had to keep myself stuck in there.
Boom! I was worried you had.
I had to bet bigger to get you out of there, but I didn't have. I don't got the money. You've already taken half my money.
I am full of the best quality fat. I never go underwater, ever.
A chip leader by $25 to prove it.
Yeah, look at this, Vince. Pau Gasol with Jack 10 of diamonds has run right into the pocket aces of Jon Hamm.
Yeah, leave it to second place to tell you exactly where you're at.
It never happens. I feel lucky. I'm gonna call.
Yeah, the chef is going shopping again.
You feel lucky? You mean you feel like you're up $6,000?
Pau makes the call with his Jack 10.
Wow, flop is a 9-8 deuce.
I'm gonna check. I don't want to overdo it.
And Pau Gasol with an open-ended straight draw. He's got 4 to the straight.
Oh, well.
Jon Hamm is
Just
awakened. I'm gonna fold for you tonight.
Now Jon bets the pot. Pau will drop. Jon takes down a nice pot there, but...
Oh, it was so smart.
Could have milked some money out of there.
Yeah, but I'm the same way as Kevin. I don't unless I've got the luck. I hate the race.
They're rough.
You mean you don't like those pocket twos I just had?
I mean, I love a pocket pair. That's why I called Kevin whenever that was. But only when they hit.
Oh, I just mean running the whole table with pocket twos sucks.
Okay, Kevin is in the run.
Jason's going to make this call with just queen 5 of clubs. Kind of surprising.
Jason? I don't know where.
Yeah, just because I get bored, that's all. It's just
This is a difficult one.
All right, so 4 players going to the flop.
Shopping!
And it's a big one for Kevin Pollak.
The twos! I'm telling you, the twos can't lose.
Top pair of aces. Jose Andres also with an ace, but the worst kicker.
Very, very excited.
This game is going to be won or lost on twos.
I'm getting...
For sure.
Very excited. Hold on! Really?
Yeah.
And Kevin follows through with a bet of 4,800.
I'll show you how far you're behind.
And he is talking like a man who has it.
Really? Really?
So he's going to get the action here.
He beat me on the A.
Jose needs a 9.
Better get a 9.
Okay, come
Or
on.
2.
Another ace.
Nope.
No, we are going to lose Jose Andres in 6th place.
It doesn't seem fair.
It doesn't.
Big pot for Kevin Pollak.
He's a pro. You finished 6th in this tournament, really?
No doubt that Kevin Pollak is your chip leader now after knocking out Chef Jose Andres. Jon Hamm behind him at 28,000, and then Jason, Pau, and Kelly between 20 and 17,000.
Jose, the one we were all, of course, rooting for. You're the first one to go.
I don't know. I thought I was invincible. But actually, take a look. I am the only one with real chips on the table. So technically, I am in the game. So I don't know what happened. They kicked me out.
In real life, you look like you've won all of the chips. I like it. You came in looking like a pro.
I mean, technically, I've never really lost a poker game in my entire life. Obviously, this is online. It's some people that maybe have an advantage over me. I'm a man that I like direct contact with having the cards on my hand. So I'm gonna say that this didn't happen. Nobody watched me losing against those guys. And my record is still, I never lost in my entire life.
Oh, well, you know what? This is all for World Central Kitchen. So at the end of the day, you absolutely are the winner because $125,000 is going to your foundation, World Central Kitchen. It is just such an honor to be supporting it.
Yeah, so I'm super happy and thankful to World Poker Tour and Budweiser and others to support the men and women in the front lines of World Central Kitchen. So thank you very much.
So that's going to do it for the chef. He has baked his last cake.
That's right. For his 6th place finish, Budweiser will be donating $15,000 to Jose's charity World Central Kitchen and will continue playing to reach a grand total of $125,000 on behalf of the whole table and Budweiser.
Welcome back to the King Celebrity Poker Challenge on Club WPT, brought to you by Budweiser. We are down to 5 players. Chef Jose Andres out of here in 6th place. Kevin Pollak, the chip leader.
That's right. Kevin way out in front after scoring a knockout blow against Jose Andres in a big pot. We'll see if he tries to lap this table.
And Kelly Slater in last chip position. The surfer needs a big wave to get back in here.
Of course, the players can't see everyone's whole cards like we can.
Couple nice hands here. Ace, Queen, Ace, Jack. Jason Alexander going to push it with Ace, Jack.
Jason, what are you doing?
You know, I hit the wrong button. That's all that.
That extra 0 or whatever. Look.
Yeah.
It's so. I wish it were easier to raise $1,000. Actually.
That's good. Yeah.
A lot of respect.
Always.
The last thing he wants is to flop an ace here. Little does he know, we can see that he is in bad shape, but of course Jason has no idea what his opponents are holding.
Gotta hate that 2 showed up.
King 9 deuce on the flop. Jon Hamm actually out in front with a little pair of deuces.
Yeah, that's right, Vince. But Jason's aggression here may pay off. Bottom pair, tough to call down with when there's a king high board.
Give me a break, Kelly.
God, dang it. It's the 2s, isn't it? It's the 2s, right?
It's the 2s.
It's the 2s. It's always the 2s.
Kelly.
I'm going to just let it run out here. I'm just going to let it run out for you. Tell me what you got.
I'll show you.
He is going to time out and be...
Here's what you beat. Here's what you beat, Jason.
And Kevin is going to give him a free show, so Jason knows he got away with a little bluff.
Lay down the winner.
I had a 2. I couldn't do it to myself again.
There's that respect you were hoping for.
Yeah, exactly, right?
That's a good lay down, Kelly.
Kelly, I folded it too as well.
Kelly has not clicked sit in after timing out last hand, so his pocket queens here are at risk. And yeah, they just got folded.
What just happened? Why am I sitting out?
Well, a small mistake there from Kelly.
Because you let the clock run out and you didn't come back.
Yeah, there's a button there that says. Yeah, there's a button there that says come back in.
No, but you get that whole thing to count down, right?
That's a unique type of bad beat, Vince. You didn't even get a chance to lose with your hand.
Take it a break.
Oh, no, I did. I thought I had I didn't even see it start. I'll just tell you, I had pockets killing me right now.
So Jason has bet 600 with 10s. Power's going to call with 4s. And so here we go, 9 of diamonds on the turn. And they go check, check, go into the river. 3 10s for Jason.
This would have been a tough hand to be in.
He's going to make the bet and take down the pot. That's unfortunate for Kelly Slater.
There's a lot out there. Flushes, full houses.
I had pocket queens, and I don't know how I sat up, but I hate when that ace pops up.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing where you didn't even lose the hand, but you still might be a little on tilt afterwards. So we'll see if Kelly decides to.
I didn't even realize it was on me, I guess.
Change the pace with his ace-8 of spades.
Well, no one's going to lose in this poker game. It's all going to the charity. Thanks to Budweiser.
Twos.
7 4 3 7s and 4s for Jon Hamm on the flop. 2 spades for Slater.
Action flop here, Vince. That's right. 2 pair for John. Gut shot for Pow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my.
Flush draw and overcards for Kelly. As you can see, everyone with a pretty realistic win percentage here.
Jon Hamm going over the top of Pow.
The big blind 5-6, John? Is that what happened?
Who call you?
Kelly's got to call this.
Because I got all this money.
For those non-players, you need 5 of the same suit to get a flush. And this would be a quality hand if Kelly should pick this off. 9 didn't get it on the turn.
What's going on here?
John is going to bet full pot.
How'd you end up with that bet? Did you just like pull that thing over and see what it ends up on?
I click pot, so that'll bet the pot basically.
Oh, gotcha.
Just half pot.
People confuse John with Affleck all the time, so he's just taking advantage of it. That's all.
Oh, it's a big decision. Making the call, though.
Called you. Last second.
Kelly needs a spade, and he does not find it. So, John, good on this river.
Might as well put them all in.
Is he going to go for the rest of Kelly's stack?
Yeah, I might as well, right?
I mean, pretty deep in it. 1 player to a hand.
Oh, and Kelly calls him down with ace high to get busted out.
Jeez.
We lose Kelly Slater.
You had me right on that big blind hand that all of a sudden turns into an awfully good hand.
Right, exactly.
I just was guessing you. Nobody paired there.
You're still my hero, Kelly.
So the greatest surfer of all time, Kelly Slater, wipes out on that hand, and he's over to talk to Lynn. Lynn?
Kelly, that's it. You're out.
That's it. I'm done. And I haven't played cards in a long time. Obviously, by the way I played, but I got stuck in a couple hands, and I was just dwindling down on money, and then it was over before I knew it.
Well, Kelly, just by playing, Budweiser will be donating $15,000 on behalf of you to World Central Kitchen, and we'll continue playing to reach a grand total of $125,000 on behalf of the whole table.
I appreciate you guys inviting me on, and it was good to chat a little bit with all the guys.
Absolutely. It looks like you had a great time. Do you play poker often?
I used to play a lot, but I honestly haven't played in years, and I think that showed in my performance today.
That's all right. Well, you've got plenty of time down there in Australia to brush up on your game after this.
Yeah, I'll run down to the RSL this week and tidy up my game.
Good luck with that. Hi everyone, we still have 4 players battling from home at the King's Celebrity Poker Challenge on ClubWPT. So let's get back to the virtual belt.
Yes, Lynn, a big title at stake. And as you can see, Kevin Pollak is the chip leader with 63,700, Tony.
That's right, Vince. Budweiser is providing $125,000 to World Central Kitchen, a $15,000 donation on behalf of 5 of the celebrity players, plus an additional $50,000 the King share on behalf of our winner.
Yeah, there's no losing at this table. All going to charity. A great cause.
Jackson, too.
Man, it's so true. It's just the weirdest.
Yeah.
Ace King for Jon Hamm. 7-5 for Pow.
John finding some hands so far tonight. As you can see, he is chipped up. Took a big chunk out of Paul Gasol's stack earlier.
I think I got you, but who knows?
Sure did.
And Pau Gasol is on the short stack. He needs a little luck here. And so he's going to lose that one.
Hasn't had much luck tonight. Action is with Kevin, but he seems a little distracted by his phone, so I'm not sure he's aware that he has pretty looking Queen 10 suited.
Is everybody in the Los Angeles area that's left
I am.
here?
Yeah.
Power, are
Pacific
you still an
Coast.
LA guy?
Northern Cali. My wife is from
Northern Cali.
Atherton.
I'm a San Francisco boy.
Pau getting a little piece of this with the deuces.
Very close by. In the
And
Bay.
raised down in San Jose, so the whole peninsula.
There you go.
You have family up in the Bay, Kev?
I do, yeah, a bunch.
Yeah.
As the players are acting very casual right now.
I was supposed to be actually on stage at Cobb's tonight.
So Pau Gasol going to take that putt.
That's such a good place. I love that. I love that club.
It was the boarding house where Steve Martin recorded Let's Get Small.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jason starts off with the raise.
A somewhat influential album in my youth.
Me too.
Pau re-raises him.
So got a min raise? Wait, are we 300, 600? No.
No.
There was a min raise
No.
followed by a min raise. All right, good luck,
Yeah.
fellas.
150, 300.
You're going to win, pal. You're going to win.
They're going to see a flop, though. King, Queen versus King 7. Flop is an Ace 10 deuce.
Twos never lose.
This board should be Pau's hand if he wants to bet, but he checks back on Ace 10 deuce.
I'm just giving you more money, pal.
That's nice of you. Very giving. Ooh.
There it is, 10s and 2s.
And so long as nobody folds on this river, they will chop this pot.
I'll split it.
Both players playing 10s and deuces with an ace. They call that playing the board.
I had the 2 that time.
I'm going to give her 2.
Thank you.
Why would anyone fold 2s? I don't know.
At this point, it really doesn't make any sense.
No.
You know, the table is getting superstitious about jacks and 2s, especially deuces, which keep turning up on flop after flop.
That's my prediction that 2s will crack aces for the final hand.
What do you think, Vince? Will 2s crack aces in our final hand?
Odds are probably not, but maybe John's feeling something here.
We'll see about his powers of prediction if John can get heads up.
I'll go easy on you, boys. I'll go easy.
Jason Alexander with aces and 10s here.
Wow.
Holy moly. Look at this board.
He's got the B-ball start in a quandary. He's got jacks.
Oh, man. Tough one. Yeah. Jack.
And he's going to fold it.
Didn't have enough firepower.
So Jason finally getting a real hand, makes it work. He's been very steady tonight. Poised for a strong move here. He's got 6, 7 of diamonds here.
Let's play.
Man, I love watching you guys play.
Look at that.
Oh, huge for Jason. Flopping the nut straight, big flush, straight flush draw.
That's right, the nut straight, meaning the best straight possible. So on the turn, the best straight possible would actually be 8-6 would be the nuts, but Jason with his 7 high straight still in very good shape.
Seems like he wanted you to believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I had the straight on the flop, my friend.
Wow.
Oh, now you're friends.
Back-to-back big hands for Jason Alexander. And he's close to 30,000 now in chips. Pau getting whittled away. Jon Hamm with the weapons of mass destruction. The best hand before the flop pair of aces.
Oh, that's sexy as hell.
Second time we've seen John with aces tonight.
You guys go ahead. You play, boys. Let the big stacks battle.
Yeah, boys have fun.
He has fast played them both times. Let's see if he can get some money out of his buddy Kevin Pollak here, who makes second pair on 975.
Ace Queen doesn't look so good now, does it?
Take that. Quick call by Kevin saying I induced something there, but he might have induced the wrong thing.
I didn't realize the action was on me.
4 on the turn.
Looking at your...
And another 3,000. Insta call by Kevin Pollak. He's going along for the ride here. 8 on the river, so Kevin not improving here.
Now there's 4 to a straight on this board. John makes a little value bet and gets some extra out of Kevin.
Wow.
Ooh.
That board got scary for you.
Wow, John. That was brave play, brother. That was brave play.
No, I just needed to push back with a lot. That was the only way I was going to get those aces to go away. Nice hand. Nice hand, chip leader.
And he does take the chip lead from Kevin by winning that hand. So the man they once called Don Draper out in front.
This time he's got ace 6. He folds it.
Completely screwed.
Battle of the blinds. Kevin gonna raise it. Jason slopping around with 4. Queen of hearts. The flop is a 10-9-4. 10s and 4s for Kevin Pollak. Wow.
Massive hand here for Kevin. Jason has a decent piece here. He's got bottom pair and some backdoor draws to work with.
What are you doing, Kevin? What are you doing? Trying to win
Announcing his presence with authority.
Taking your chips. That's what I'm doing. Why don't you put the
Yeah,
rest
only
in?
because I'm a chicken. I'm a big old chicken. I probably have it. Oh, no, I didn't have it.
There's no chance you had me. I was
No.
trying to save you chips is what I was
Yeah,
trying to do.
no, I appreciate the gesture.
Yeah.
How nice of him.
Yeah.
Now, Jason with the wrong guess, but the right play. Thought his buddy Kevin might be bluffing him, but that was not the case.
The Broderick Crawford. You can't beat the Broderick Crawford.
10-4.
John coming along with King 10 here.
Speaking of 10-4, the 4 is back.
4's back with us.
Alexander leads the action with a check. It's checked around to the ham bone. Let's see what he's going to do. And it's a 3-way check. We're going to see that turn for free.
Free poker.
5 of diamonds, don't you know?
And it sounds like we've got some competition for our job here, Vince.
Somebody finally with the gumption to bet. And that's all it took.
That's all it took.
All it took.
Kevin doing his poker commentator impression. Sounds like it's kind of mixed up with a baseball commentator.
Okay, guys, I need to double down here. I'm a little short.
Pau Gasol can never say he is short. Man is 8'11".
At least.
But he does have ace 10 of hearts.
You need the cards. Which I do not have.
It's weird that you would say that after you saw your cards.
He's going to get action by Kevin with ace 3.
Now the 2.
And the 2 made an appearance.
Neither player connects on a queen 7 deuce flop.
It's got the VIP guest.
Get a couple of checks. Kevin picks up a gut shot to a 5. Looking for a straight on the river.
Check, check.
There you go.
Neither player picking up a pair.
Take it home, pal.
Right?
I'm just going to call because I need to know what you have.
Sure.
Big ace.
2 2s.
Kevin finds out that Pau has made a nice little value bet on the river there with a better ace high.
Thank you.
Kevy, I had you on a big pair of 2 big cards on that hand that I took from you. I didn't think you had this flop the set or were chasing any kind of crazy straight, but I felt pretty confident in my
When you had the Rockets?
Yeah, with my bullets.
Yeah.
Bullets over Broadway. By the way, is anybody listening to the
Man Am I
podcast?
Listening and loving.
It's so good.
Broadway.
Yeah. The podcast.
The podcast.
Talking about Bullets Over Broadway, which was a Woody Allen movie, and now a musical, and now a book, I think.
Did anybody see that show when it was on Broadway?
I saw it and was in it.
I did it when they did it at the Cherry Lane Theater, that tiny little theater.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Second pair for Kevin Pollak, 2 pair for Jason Alexander.
I remember seeing it at the
we've seen Kevin call down with second pair before.
Montalban Theater, long before it went to Broadway.
Sure.
And when they did it in LA.
Nice fold from Kevin Pollak there. Gets out of the way.
I folded my big jack. I hope you hit that queen.
And then some.
Okay. So your queen jack beat my king jack?
And dim sum.
Yeah, in fact, Mel Brooks came backstage also that same night and was in their face saying, "You've got to take this to Broadway." And
it was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, everyone thought that the moment you saw it. The 4s, may the 4s be with you.
May the 4s be the 2. Well, you know what a 4 is? It's just 2 2s.
It's 8 2 in this case.
Does that math check out, Vince?
Oh boy, ace 10 for Jon Hamm. John's gonna bet.
Look at you, John.
He knows how to play that button.
I got a little bit of a hand there.
Yeah.
Jason with nothing has to fold the hand, so Jon Hamm taking this one down.
Yep. Excuse me, that must be nice in the microphone.
That was super fantastic for everybody at home.
Yeah. I got a little on my shirt.
Welcome back to the King Celebrity Poker Challenge by ClubWPT, brought to you by Budweiser, where 4 players remain. Jon Hamm out in front with 55,000 in chips.
I have this nesting pair of hawks that lives in the tree behind me.
Yeah.
And every so often, this enormous shadow will come swooping across my lawn, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
They're really big animals when you see
They
them
are very
up
big
close
animals.
because you so rarely see them up close.
Yeah.
Once again, let me call the action for you. I was the only one sitting out this particular hand. On the button, there's a bet from the button. 1 fold, followed by sweep.
Out there trying to steal our jobs, Vince. Not going to stand for this, I'll tell you that much.
Does it well. Jason Alexander going to take that pot with nothing but a bet. He has opened up his game nicely here. Ace-Jack this time for Kevin Pollak.
Family pot, or not.
It all depends.
I hate that family.
There's a bully in the family.
Yep.
No, just good cards.
A couple of nice hands here between Kevin and John.
Sometimes you get some crazy...
Nothing materializing on the flop for either player. 5-5-4.
You got to hate that flop.
Yeah.
Well, I hate it even more.
Right? Not enough.
I think I was ahead.
You were marked. Yeah.
And look at this. Kevin is saying, listen, I don't have to have the nuts, the best hand, in order to bet. Come in next time. He's mixing up his table talk and his bets very nicely.
Twos.
Tup.
John calling for the deuce, and he's slightly better with the 3s.
Even better.
Kevin in the lead here with his 9s. Also has outs to a straight if he catches a 6. And he gets a little more out of John with the min bet on the river.
Oh, you son of a gun.
John, taking a swig of water. If you happen to be enjoying a bud tonight, make sure to hydrate between buds.
Anybody watching any good movies? I've been going on a pretty good tear.
I've just been watching the Last Dance.
Oh,
that's
God, is that? And I'm not a
out of
sports
this
guy,
world
and
good.
I'm loving it.
Out of this world good.
It's kind of crazy how good it is.
We're talking my language now, Vince.
I was also having this conversation with a bunch of people, but it's like, it just reminded me of that era of NBA and how obviously how different the game is now, but like it was crazy to kind of revisit that just that era and you know, how physical everything was and how much they just beat up Jordan, and it was just crazy.
Yeah, the Detroit part.
It was bad boys.
Yeah, those guys just getting
Bad
together
boys.
saying, so we're going to hurt him, right? That's what we're going to do? Yep. Yeah. We're going to hurt him.
And the rules allowed him to hurt him.
Jason, I will respect your ace.
All right.
I folded my king.
I folded my king.
Yeah, same.
I laid down 3-5.
Good to know.
Make that call. How do you do that?
Good lay down. Great lay down.
I mean, sometimes you regret them.
You can tell you're a seasoned player. Very experienced.
Can you?
Pow, despite always being one of the biggest men on the court, also had a lot of finesse to his game.
Oh, what a wet board. What a sexy wet board.
Kevin says a wet board, he means a connected board.
Yeah,
so a hand like King Queen makes a straight here.
Ha-ha!
We got some action.
Oh, man. I mean, I hit it, but yikes.
Pau Gasol hitting aces here.
That's what it looks like from the rim.
What's another 800 to you? What's another 800 to you?
Middle pair did not seem strong enough.
Interesting to hear Pau Gasol talk about a basketball documentary like that. I mean, the respect we got to give to Pau Gasol as being 2-time NBA champion. Fun to have him playing poker.
Yeah, I love that big blind raise. Such a strong move.
And usually good athletes are good poker players, just they love the competitive spirit. Pau does have that.
While he sits back praying for a flop. Please let me hit this one. Continuation bet. Come on, here we go. There's your 2.
Twos never lose.
Come on, Kevy. Come on, baby.
Oh,
Whoa.
Come on, bud.
Covered up in a big way.
I was just waiting for a gut shot. You kidding? Didn't even have a hand.
There's that too.
Never lose.
Behind the whole way. Just trying to give you action. Waiting for the gutter.
Bless you. God bless you.
The gutter comes. Oh.
Do you think they're gonna be able to see our?
Yeah.
Our.
They're gonna be. Yeah.
They figured that out.
They have the technology.
Man, oh man, do they?
We can see everyone's private cards, called the hole cards, but the players can only see their own.
Flop is a 3, Jack 5.
I'll say the Jack is giving the 2 a pretty good run for its money as a favorite card.
So 3 of a kind for Pau Gasol.
Jason starts with the bet, and as you can see, Pau the 91% favorite to win this hand. And look at this Fincy playing it slow. Just calling Jason's bet.
All right.
All right, pal. Be careful, brother. Be careful.
Deuce on the turn.
I'm trying.
Nice bet.
All right.
Getting the call for 2,400.
Oh, what a river, Vince.
Be careful, pal. I'm gonna make you earn it.
Okay, let's earn it.
Wow!
Jason Alexander with trips runs into a full house from Pau Gasol.
Hey.
Whoa!
Hello. I earned it.
That river card made your double up possible.
Amazing.
Thank you, Jason.
Amazing.
It's not enough to hit it. You need your opponent to think he hit it bigger. Man, oh man, was that beautiful.
Yep.
I mean, sorry, Jason.
No, it's quite all right. Quite all right.
That was nuts.
So glad I handed you your whole career.
Oh, baby, from the depths of reality. Look out.
Let's get some momentum going here, guys.
Good things happening for Pau, hitting 2 pair on the turn.
Kevin with the open-ended straight draw. He's looking for a 4 or a 9. Pau in the lead with his 2 pair, and he is good on the river.
See.
Take another one down. It's a sweep.
Look at you.
Storming in 3rd place.
Might as well.
Budweiser is proud to serve and support communities in need and the heroes on the front lines with a wide range of initiatives. Welcome back to the King Celebrity Poker Challenge. Kevin Pollak, your current chip leader, but Jon Hamm only a few big blinds away. Pau Gasol just chipped up with a nice sequence of hands, and Jason Alexander, our short stack.
Blinds went up. Blinds went up.
Blinds went up.
Blinds went up.
Let's see a flop. Heads up. Let's see if the master's got what it takes.
King, Jack 9 on the flop. Pau Gasol hitting top pair kings.
Yeah.
Pau starting to find his groove here, playing more aggressive.
There it is.
Holy moly.
There's your buddy.
Turns trip kings here.
Running over the game. This guy. Nice hand.
Yeah, Kevin's got to lay it down.
Running hot. How do I show it? Do you guys see it?
Yeah, you just go into options and unclick.
I did.
Oh, well then.
I'll unclick automat, right?
Yeah.
Pau wants to give his opponents a look at his tripped kings.
He asked an hour 30 into the game. Whatever, it's cool, man.
Let him know that he's sticking honest, guys. I'm sticking honest here.
I did have the king.
Yes.
All right, boys.
Jason in the big blind, all in.
I had a feeling that was coming.
He's picked up on the weakness of his opponents. He's got an ace in his hand, and he's going for it.
Captain short stack shove every time. I don't know. I mean, I've got crackable cards here. I'm gonna. All right.
It's a long run for a short slide there, Kev.
Must be a reason you didn't show.
Many. 2 of them.
Kevin so clearly wanted to try and bust his buddy Jason there. Thought about making a pretty loose call, but lets Jason get away with that one.
Wow. Jon Hamm, big hand here. Ace, queen of diamonds going to go up to 1,200. Kevin with ace 8 folds. Jason calling, as well as Pau Gasol. And the flop's 8-4-3. There's 2 clubs there.
Massive flop for Jason here.
Let's go, boys.
Wow.
Any 5, any club.
Already had my check full.
Any deuce even would give him the best hand at this stage.
That smells like a draw. Who am I?
Kevin kind of calling Jason's hand out loud here.
He's gonna make this call.
I hate it when I'm right.
Makes the call. He is in front, but not a favorite.
Good luck, Johnny. That's my two.
There's a 2. Oh, wow.
And the deuce on the turn puts Jason in the lead.
Boom.
Dog, look
Boom.
at that. I didn't even see the club for a second.
Queen of clubs on the river.
The wrong queen.
Wrong queen. Oh, man.
Story of my life.
My one-man show on Broadway.
Well, Jason Alexander was born in Newark, New Jersey. He was, of course, the iconic George Costanza on Seinfeld and won a Tony for Jerome Robbins' Broadway.
Funny man. He's played a lot of poker, a lot of big tournaments.
But the only queen that brings it home.
Goes out right now. Pau Gasol with 10, 8 of diamonds, making a call.
Crazy. Also, just that the 2 almost won it.
Right?
Mm-hmm. That was bananas.
I hate this game. I hate this game.
John with a pair of kings goes up to 2,400.
John with all the big pairs tonight.
By the way, thank you, dealer. No one knows how we rehearsed. It's phenomenal.
10, 7, deuce. So Pau hitting top pair. John with the over pair.
This could be trouble. He bets full pot here, so I don't know if Pau will be able to get away from his top pair. He does make this call.
I can't blame him for that. A 9 on the turn.
Man, these are action cards.
Sure are.
Pau, top pair, and an open-ended straight draw seems nearly impossible to fold here against this bet from John.
You know what? Might as well.
Wow.
We're here to play.
There he goes.
Ooh.
Come on. Jack.
Ooh.
6. Hit it.
Holy cannoli.
And the king's
Good job.
hold
Good
for
hand.
Jon Hamm.
I'll be honest, I was very nervous. Felt good until I did not feel so good.
And that is going to cripple Pau Gasol.
Pau now with a6.
Hmm.
Jason making the big raise.
I'm glad that they don't put the little percentages by your little name tag, because there's nothing worse than going from like 96% win chance to just 0.
To a loss.
Like, nope, you lost.
Where are you going, Kevin?
I have the better hand at this point.
Do you?
I do.
You might. You might. I can't play with this little bat. Oh,
He did. He wasn't
Why
lying.
would I lie? Why would I lie?
oh, that's fantastic. That's brilliant.
I put you on a big ace. That's actually why I said that.
Absolutely good.
Jason fired out on the flop. Kevin hit him with the min raise.
That was too funny.
That was great.
Got him to lay down the deuces.
Oh, man.
I'm calling it right now. I'm going to win this game.
Jack deuce showing up again. We'll see if they break out into song.
All right. You might, John.
You might, Rabbit. You might.
You might. Would I throw a match in there?
Oh, a lit cigar in there?
There's your 2s.
There's you do.
So John does improve.
You got it. Play it.
I got it.
I believe you.
How do you not play Jackie Deuce?
Right?
I mean,
The winning hand.
I told you I was going to win that hand.
And by the way, you had me.
Vince, I think these guys have found their lucky hand of the evening.
Yeah, Jon Hamm once again the chip leader.
crushed, in fact.
58,000.
Here we go, pal.
Let's go.
Pau Gasol down to his last 8,000 here.
Good deuce.
Flops a 6-5 deuce.
Deuce is loose.
Go check.
There's the jack.
Jack deuce. I'm telling you, willing hand.
A jack on the turn, and Jason's going to bet this. Gets cold.
Heat ups.
Wow. Ooh.
Flushing Meadows.
Sure. I don't know what you're chasing, so I'm going to.
Not much.
Pau can do nothing. He's on the respirator right now.
At A10. Okay, then.
Let's see if he wants to move in with his king 8.
I think I might make a play here.
You got a caller.
Jon Hamm's going to make this call, and Pau going to need to connect on this flop. He's in bad shape.
Baby.
Puppy feet, party of three. Puppy feet.
The deuce is back.
You gotta bet the deuce.
Always, right?
John says you gotta bet the deuce.
Man, should I make this? That's tough.
Pow, now very short. Is he gonna call off the rest of his stack?
Might as well.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. You can see he's 23% to hit one of his kings or eights.
King and 8.
Oh,
there
my.
it is.
Wow.
There's that king.
Give me another club.
No
Another
clubs.
club would do it.
No, stay out of the club. Stay out of it.
Oh, we will chop this one up.
Even when you win, you lose. That's not good.
Stay out of the club.
Wow.
Oh,
Runner
man.
for the tie. Those of you at home keeping score. That is runner chop.
Unfortunate for Pau Gasol.
Oh, wow. Well, I only got rid of that because I thought you were going to.
No,
I'm
out of
looking
10.
at you're all in every time.
You know, it's coming. It's coming.
Pow still on the short stack here.
Boom.
He's gonna go all in. Does Jason want to call king queen?
All right, I'll come along.
Play, Jace.
I'll come along.
Play.
2 live cards.
Pow, the one needing to improve.
There it is. That did it.
A little less live.
That did it.
And he is drawing
that's
dead
for
on the
sure.
turn. We are gonna lose Pau Gasol in 4th place.
Guys, it's been a pleasure.
Great playing with you,
pal.
pal.
Thanks for playing, brother.
Thanks. You're very welcome. Thank you, guys. Stay safe, okay? Have fun.
All right.
See you guys.
Pleasure.
See you. Pleasure.
Now there's a look at our updated leaderboard. Jon Hamm edging out Kevin Pollak for the chip lead. Not long ago, Jason was our short stack, now all the way up to 40,000 in chips.
Superstar Pau Gasol out of here in 4th place. We're down to 3. Let's see what Pau has to say.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Pau.
Nice.
It looked like you'd made a recovery, but here you are.
I did. I had, I had top pair. I had that straight draw, but the pocket kings got me. So I took a chance. I thought I was running a little hot, and I should have hit the brakes there.
Oh, hey, it happens to the best of us.
Absolutely.
But the good news is, by participating today, you've helped raise $15,000 on behalf of World Central Kitchen. So thank you so much for taking part in this.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. I love contributing to World Central Kitchen and the work that they're doing. And I'm actually partnering with them, with our foundation, to complement their work. So it's it's my pleasure.
Every little bit helps. And as we continue playing, this table will reach a grand total of $125,000 from Budweiser to World Central Kitchen and your Spanish mate, Jose Andreas.
We have a very, very nice friendship. And as I always tell them, we're a team. So we always support each other.
Oh, that's lovely.
Fun. We have fun. It was nice to play with the guys and kind of joke around and stuff and play a little poker.
Any predictions who you think might take this down now?
I don't know. I think John might have a chance. Might have a better chance. I don't know. I see John playing well. He's kind of under the radar. I think he might sneak away with a win. And he's getting lucky. I think his luck is also a good factor there.
Luck is a very important factor in this game.
Very, very important.
Fortunately, you didn't have any on your side, but
That's all right. Yeah, that's right. Maybe next time.
Welcome back to the King Celebrity Poker Challenge. Club WPT brought to you by Budweiser. Jon Hamm is our chip leader with $57,700 into 3-way action.
And we're going 3-handed.
He's had all the big pairs tonight and won with all of them. These 3 kind of regular battlers in a home game together have a good sense of each other's play.
These action cards every flop.
Are they though?
I actually caught something, John. I actually caught it. Look at that.
Jason with a junky little 9-3.
You got to know how to play 9-3 off.
Yep.
You really got to know.
That was in your second poker book, Jason.
And we move on. Ace-10 for Jon Hamm. Kevin Pollak with King-Queen.
The art of the schlemiel.
Yeah, let's run.
It should do it.
Oh, the clubs are back.
Puppy's feet.
10-7 deuce all clubs. 10s for Jon Hamm out in front. They go check, check.
There they are.
Oh, hello, boys.
Wowza, wow, wow. I like your ace better than my king. That's respect.
How about my 10?
Wow, you hit top on the flop.
How about my 10?
Wow. I didn't know you were that solid. I mean, I was right about the ace, and I hate being right. I think you know that.
There's nothing I hate more than being right, Vince. Can't stand it.
Yeah.
Really?
Just what? 6x?
Come on,
7x?
Come on.
Saved your chips. I'm just trying to save your chips.
Tony, you know, of course, they don't have to show these hands, but now the guys are just opening up the games.
Wow, you're playing tight there, buddy.
And saying, no, I'll show you what I play.
Gotcha.
Folding the deuce.
Yeah, we're even adopting a home game feel here.
Folding the deuce.
Name of the fourth.
It was folded or take one. But I digress.
Oh my God, what have I folded?
What have I done? It's impossible. I had Jack 2. I folded. I'll never do it again.
And we're back to Richard Kind.
Kick it 2.
Kick it 2. Ah, George.
Jason, you gonna take it down?
I mean, swear to God, Richard Kind is one of those guys, like Lorne Michaels, that everybody does a plausible impression.
Absolutely.
Everyone's got one.
Absolutely.
Walking, kind. Oh, what am I doing here? I'm not even going to fake it.
I had the Doyle. I had the Doyle Brunson.
Oh, there you go.
10 deuce.
Dolly.
Famously, the hand that Doyle Brunson won back-to-back World Series main events with in the late 70s.
What is it? Gunga Galunga.
I watched that recently.
Really?
That is such a weird movie.
Yes.
What is that movie?
Caddyshack.
Oh, Caddyshack. Jesus.
You know, I was just trying to think of like the production meeting where they're like, okay, there's going to be a little puppet gopher that we're going to keep going back to like a lot. And somebody going like, wait, what, like a puppet? Like, yeah, no, like a hand puppet, like a little,
yeah.
And we're going to do it like it is a thing, right? Like,
and also the sound effect from Flipper. That's the
yeah. Yeah. That's apparently what
the Flipper bark.
Yeah, we've gone from Richard Kind to Flipper impressions around the table. Jon Hamm takes that one down with, but of course, Jackson Deuce.
Yeah, you had me dominated, my friend.
Once again, you cannot lose with Jack Deuce.
Jackie Deuce.
Until it happens, I don't believe it's possible.
I'm going to fold that to you too.
Ah, you
playable cards. Mine weren't.
Action back with John. Nope,
Jesus.
Not going to play.
I love when you get cards that you just can't fold fast enough. You're like, ah.
Kevin with ace 9.
I don't know, Kevin. Maybe.
Oh, interesting. I don't know, Kevin. I don't know, Kevin. Maybe.
Maybe.
Huh, that feels like ace jack, ace 10, pocket 8s.
It's not getting called regardless.
All right. Too much respect, maybe.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
It's going to work out for Jason Alexander.
It's 50-50. Right?
You had a lead.
Now Kevin with a pair of deuces.
Jason with aces. Whoa, this could get very interesting quick. Jason's going to make it 3,500 to go.
Doing some deep dives on like some like bands from the 70s and the 80s as well. Like
flop is an A7-3.
Way early Fleetwood Mac.
Oh wow, yeah.
They go check,
like,
check.
Oh well, that song. Which I was like, oh yeah, right. That was a Fleetwood Mac song. Like, they were a weird progressive rock band, like in the late 60s, early 70s.
Damn straight.
Kevin, come along, looking for a 4, which would give him a wheel straight.
Speaking of damn straights, there's one on the board.
3 on the river, so Jason holding aces full.
Well, let's try this, Kevin.
Seems desperate.
Doesn't it?
Why so little?
Half a stack, third of a stack.
I mean, I only went along for the ride as long as I did because of these.
Yeah.
Wow, what a fold by Pollak.
What a fold by Pollak.
Read me like a book.
Slightly behind from the get. Holy Toledo, how did he know? How did he know with that board his twos were no good?
By the way, one of the first times twos have lost.
The topsy-turvy lead going around the board.
And Kevin now with his king six. He's got outs to his straight. But Jason with two pair wants to play for more.
Feels like everybody caught a piece of this. Somebody might have just gotten a little luckier.
And he is still good on this river, so Kevin Pollak suffering a reversal of fortune here lately.
I had a feeling that was coming.
Oh my, you son of a...
That was awfully quick.
Oh, too quick.
Kevin caught bluffing red-handed.
You lucky son of a...
That censor button getting a workout tonight, Vince.
Wasn't buying that flush draw.
I'm trying to keep you here. That's the thing. You did me some favors. I'm trying.
All right, I can dig it. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Not even a chance.
Kevin will play ace-4 for an all-in.
Yeah.
He's starting to take the gloves off here.
So Kevin Pollak now down to 18,000. Flop is a queen 5-3, two clubs.
Got the hiccups.
Great flop for Kevin. He's going to shove it all in. And he should take this one.
My gut shot straight draw is not enough.
I had every out in the deck.
Wow.
You sure did.
Look at that draw.
Beautiful.
I folded 6-7.
A better hand, no doubt. But
no, I mean,
I liked my chances, as they say.
Not liking this run of cards that I'm getting. I'll say that. I'd like it to change, please. There's our friend the Jack.
And with these blinds at 400, 800 now, the stack's getting a fair bit shorter relative to the blinds. We may see a little more all-in action.
We're going to play it soft to the river.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
fantastic.
That's the Widowmaker.
You got it, brother.
It's 2-2.
You got it. No matter what you had. You got
High
it.
card, queen.
You betcha.
Yeah.
Kevin's going to bet and take it.
The slow road back.
These guys play fast. I'll give them that. They don't take a whole lot of time. They got a lot of experience in poker, these three.
Where are you going? I got nothing.
Kevin's going all in with his ace-jack.
Everybody's got nothing until they get some.
And he'll quickly take this one. Kevin's going to call with a 4-5. And Jason calling with his king-jack of clubs.
That's the move.
You better like those cards, guys. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to try,
Not just
John.
kind of like
I'm going to take a peek.
Raised up by Jon Hamm.
Take a
I'm going
peek.
to take a peek.
And the flop is at
Yeah.
3-3-6.
Push me around.
I'm gonna do that. I don't think you have a 3.
Nice continuation. Bet by Jon Hamm.
You know?
It's a pretty big bet to have a tree as your kicker. You could be wrong, though.
Interesting call. Jason's got a 4 flush down. Wow, and he's going to bet 12,000. I love this bet.
It's a good bet. Hey, pot.
I got some reading to do here.
He brought props. All right, Carrot Top.
He's a prop comic. He's a prop comic. What can you do?
You got a show.
Oh, I had 2 clubs. I had king-jack clubs.
And they are telling the truth here.
You can check it on the replay.
He had nards, is what he had.
Now Jason with the mid pair of 6s. Calling. Flop is a 6, queen, 8, 3 of a kind for Jason Alexander. Queen's top pair for Jon Hamm with a king kicker. And he's going to bet at 4,000.
John is in for a world of hurt here.
John, I'm going to make it easy for you.
All in?
Okay.
I hope so.
I got a piece.
Yay!
Oh, you got 2 pieces.
Hey.
John not going anywhere.
Nice hand.
He is almost drawing dead. He needs
Come on,
running hearts or a
queen.
running full house.
Here's
No,
the two.
a deuce on the turn will end Jon Hamm's time at the table.
Happy to be a bronze medalist with you two boys.
God bless you, Johnny. Good to see you, brother.
hand.
Good to see you, Pally.
Bye-bye. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and for his third place finish, Budweiser will be donating $15,000 on Jon Hamm's behalf to World Central Kitchen. And after we crown the $50,000 winner, we'll reach a grand total of $125,000 on behalf of the whole table. Let's check in with Lynn and John.
John, you were the underdog there. We were rooting for you against the two regulars, but here we are.
So it goes. Yeah, pretty good hands there for Jace. I should have stayed in the pan previous. I think my ace would have, but you never know. He could have sucked out a flush. So it was all good. It was very fun, and obviously Jose's charity is pretty impressive. So that part's been amazing.
Absolutely. Just simply by taking a seat and playing today, you've helped raise $15,000 for World Central Kitchen.
I'll take it. I'm very familiar with what Jose's organization does, and have known and worked alongside him on some of these projects, and they're incredibly impressive how he just parachutes into crazy turbulent areas and is able to help people in need. And here we are in the middle of a time where the world is a crazy turbulent area, so what he's doing is super important.
It sure is. And we're pretty lucky to be able to support from the comfort of our own homes playing poker.
Well, especially your incredible home. I mean, my goodness.
Well, thank you very much. Well, it was a pleasure to have you playing with us, John. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
If you love poker, which I know you do, you don't have to leave your house. You can play poker for free.
That's right. You can check out ClubWPT, where you can win a share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month.
All right, the heads-up action about to begin at the King Celebrity Poker Challenge on ClubWPT. Jason Alexander well out in front with chips. Kevin Pollak needs a lot of luck to come back.
And Budweiser is providing $125,000 to World Central Kitchen, a $15,000 donation on behalf of the players who finish 6th through 2nd, and an additional $50,000 the King share on behalf of our winner. Jason Alexander with a huge lead against Kevin Pollak and a huge hand in the form of Pocket Kings.
Here we go.
Here we go, pal.
This could go very quickly.
Come play with me.
Oh, man. I got a double gutter. Double gutter!
I'll tell you, I got my hand right now.
Oh, man. Look at that double gutter.
Wow.
You're on a little heater there,
Any
huh?
4 or any 8 would have given him the winning
That's
straight.
the only way you're going to win this.
And now Jason back-to-back wired pairs with a pair of 4s this time.
Yeah. I got a 2.
Jason is just dropping the hammer.
That's a good card.
That's almost a reason.
That's a lucky card. If you got a jack too, go.
It would have to be insanely lucky. I only had one overcard.
He's gone all in, so he's going to quickly take that pot. Jason bided his time throughout this whole event, never picked up many hands, and he's like a racehorse that comes from way behind, like a Seabiscuit or something. And he came behind, he's picking up hands, he's playing well, and now he's in a position to win it.
What a...
They keep feeding me.
It's a heater. It's an official heater.
3 wired pairs in a row. Kings, 4s, 6s, and he's going to take that one too.
Yeah, sometimes it's just your night. So far, it has been Jason's. Here, he's going to limp in with 4-5. Kevin will check his King 5 suited. Pretty harmless looking Ace 10-6 flop.
They go check, check.
The hell do you do with this?
3 on the turn. That gives an open-ended straight for Jason. And he's going to yield to Jason Alexander, who he's going to bet.
Garbage I had.
So he is running over Kevin Pollak at this point.
I had garbage and then it came around.
You had 6-3.
I think I 4-5.
Okay, we got Queen 9 of Hearts here for Jason.
Here we go.
All in.
I'll play with you.
Oh, perfect.
Nice situation to be in.
Come on, baby.
You're going to be fine.
Oh, come on!
Look out for those hearts, Kevin.
Oh my. Holy it's a barn burner. Congratulations!
So Jason Alexander
Only happens in charity tournaments, baby.
What a run out! He is going to be our champion at the King's Celebrity Poker Challenge on Club WPT.
God bless you. Only in charity. Only in charity.
That's right.
You guys, of course, the two that we expected to go heads up, you wrote the story as expected. Congratulations.
It was the battle of the Maisel actors, that's all.
That's right. The two remaining marvelous Mrs. Maisel players. Yeah.
The marvelous poker players. Congratulations. Kevin, you came runner-up. Excellent effort. Did you have a good time today?
It was a blast and an amazing cause, and I couldn't be more proud of my friend Jason Alexander for taking the trophy. But man, oh man, I think everyone had fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, the biggest congratulations, of course, goes to Jason Alexander, who has taken the title of the King Celebrity Poker Challenge on Club WPT. You, Jason, have helped raise $50,000 for World Central Kitchen.
God, it's fantastic. And God bless Jose. That's what a great organization he's put together. And it's just really thrilled to be playing for him.
Thank you so much for participating on behalf of Budweiser. And guys, back to you.
So Jason Alexander has done it. He is now our champion of the King Celebrity Poker Challenge on Club WPT. Congratulations.
Amazing stuff, and thanks again to all our players, Jose Andres, Kelly Slater, Pau Gasol, Jon Hamm, Kevin Pollak, and the king of this table, Jason Alexander. As a result of their efforts, Budweiser is donating $125,000 to World Central Kitchen.
Lots of fun for a great cause. Thanks for playing, guys. We'll see you next time. Stay with us on the World Poker Tour. We'll be there.
The World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.
Tonight in Hollywood, Florida, a new poker star will be born as the remaining players battle for big money and a coveted spot on the WPT Champions Cup. The conclusion of the Seminole Hard Rock Showdown starts now, only on the WPT.
Well, the crowd all standing.
He is circling the drain.
They are going bare knuckles in the center of the ring.
He needs the extreme miracle.
Last season, 22-year-old Taylor von Kriegenberg stole the spotlight when he captured the inaugural Seminole Hard Rock Showdown title. Now the WPT Champions Cup is primed for a new edition as our third hour of coverage here in Florida continues. Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten are on hand to call the action, but before we start, gentlemen, break down our remaining players.
Well, Marinella, 3 terrific players left fighting it out for this title. They've all been under the bright lights of big-time poker tournaments before. They understand the pressure that's involved. Our current chip leader is a 26-year-old pro out of Biloxi, Mississippi, John Dolan. Now, this guy took down $1.7 million in one tournament before when he finished 6th at the main event of the 2010 World Series of Poker. But the other 2 guys, they're also tough. Joe Ciroc is making his 2nd consecutive back-to-back final tables on the World Poker Tour. Came to the final table as a chip lead, lost that big race, not the leader anymore, but he's going to be tough with his performance this week. He's also taken the lead in the WPT Player of the Year standings, but Vince, don't count out that 3rd guy at the table going for his 2nd WPT title.
That is right, Mike. Let's not forget about Tomi Venus. He's a WPT champ. He's from New York. He looks a little like Telly Savalas, but what a player he is. Now, he'll be going after his 2nd WPT title, but also he came in as the short stack here tonight. He would be the 3rd player in the WPT history to ever go from the short stack to take down a championship. So there is a lot at stake. And right now, our chip leader, John Dolan, is standing by with Matt Savage.
This is your first time with the chip lead here at the final table. What's your strategy going forward?
Just gonna probably open a fairly amount of pots and see how it goes from there.
All right, John, good luck to you.
All right.
Marinella, back to you.
Thank you, Matt. We are close to naming a champion here in Florida, so let's get back to the action here at the Seminole Hard Rock Showdown.
Well, there you see the chip counts. John Dolan out in front with $3.9 million. Joe Ciroc with about $2.5 million. Tomi Venus with about $2.3 million.
Right, and the winner, of course, going to get close to $800,000 for first place at the Seminole Hard Rock. And right now, the antes are $5,000, blinds are $25,000 and $50,000. Let's go to the felt. Tomi Venus.
Tomi going for his 2nd WPT title tonight. He actually made this final table 1 year ago, finished in 6th place. But pretty impressive to make the final table of the same event 2 years in a row.
Well, he's going to make it 110,000 with just a 9-7 of diamonds. John Dolan out. Joe Ciroc now with an ace-5.
Now, generally, he's 3-betting if he plays these pots.
How much?
Here he's just making the call. Change in chip stack means a change of style.
Take a look at the first three. It's a 9-5-4. Ciroc picking up 5s. And, of course, Tomi Venus with 9s. Ciroc has checked. Tommy's bet 170. And Joe Ciroc is going to call this. Here comes the turn card. 4 diamonds. Action on Ciroc. He has checked. Tommy with the 9s.
Well, he's checked also.
Surprising.
I just didn't want to get check raised out of the pot, and now he's made 9s full of 4s here.
He knew a 9 was coming.
But Ciroc's got to think he's got the best hand because his opponent checked on the turn.
Yep.
He's got 2 5s with an ace kicker here.
Yeah, he's getting Ciroc to bet. Looks like 300,000. And you got a huge hand. Now, you hate this when people look back at their hands, but there's a pro doing it. And now he says all in. Did he raise too much, Mike?
Yeah, pretty big overbet, in my opinion here. And there you see the eyelid of Joe Ciroc go up. What is going on here? But it might look like a bluff to Ciroc.
That's true.
Well, Joe lays it down with that pot. Tomi Venus once again moves into second chip position in strong fashion.
That's one of those hands that you just keep getting involved. You go deeper and deeper. You shouldn't really be in it, and it backfires. And right now, the antes are going up to 10,000, and the blinds are 30 and 60, getting more expensive. And Joe Ciroc right now.
He's on a downward spiral right now. He was in total command for so long. Then he lost the race to John Dolan, and he just lost that pot to a full house of Tomi Venus. So
Well, he's going to raise to 120 with this hand. Pretty good hand, ace-jack. Tommy with a king-jack. And he is going to re-raise. He goes to 280 into John Dolan from Biloxi, Mississippi.
look at this. John's picked up a pair of 10s.
Wow.
Now the pot's been raised and re-raised to him. What do you do now with 2 10s? Just incredible. A big hand by all 3 players here in a 3-handed poker game. And John is going to 4-bet it up to 600,000. Joe Ciroc knows this guy didn't have to come into this pot. It was 2-bet and 3-bet. He's the chip leader. He would hope these 2 guys would clash, so why would he get in their way? Must have a hand here. Joe Ciroc has got to realize that.
Yeah, you don't want to get too involved in this. Joe Ciroc, the skateboarder, the vagabond, the free spirit, sort of lives a hippie lifestyle, very relaxed. He's going to fold this.
Well, now Tomi Venus, who had a worse hand than Joe, is faced with pretty much the same kind of decision, though. You got to realize this guy didn't have to come into this pot. He's the chip leader. Why would he enter it without a strong hand here?
This is Tomi Venus' 3rd WPT final table. He is a champion. Came in as a short stack, and he probably does the right thing. He folds his hand, gives respect to John Dolan.
John Dolan on a roll.
I have not cashed any WPT events. I think I'm something like 0 for 11 up to this one. I've never signed up for a tournament, not trying to final table it with everything I had, but winning this title would mean a lot to me just because my first big TV final table didn't exactly turn out how I wanted it to. I just never have liked to lose, and not that anyone does, but I've never been a good loser. So it would be nice to win this one and at the same time win a WPT title.
He's got sort of the same kind of personality that Joe Ciroc. You know, just sort of laid back, easy going.
I agree. Maybe they got something there. I want to stop the coffee and start playing like them.
Well, Tomi Venus picks up yet another king-jack. Got burned on the last couple that he's had.
Well, he kicks back in his chair, and he raises with it, makes it 130 to go. John Dolan going to take a rest. Joe Ciroc with a real hand. Pair of 8s. He is on the short stack at this point, though. Only about 1.3 million.
I don't see him just calling with this hand. The question is, how much do you raise?
At one point, he had actually more than half the chips, but look at this. He is re-raised, but not all in.
He's re-raised over $1 million. He's only got $1.3 million, so it's sort of I guess you're going to save $300,000 to bet with. I don't see him going out.
Yeah, right, Joe.
Tomi Venus
Is he allowed to raise that much without going all in?
trying to get a tell on his man. Usually when a guy starts playing around and smiling,
so big.
That's usually the sign a man's going to fold. But maybe not.
Well, he's not all in actuality, but in theory, he's all in Tomi Venus' mind, that's for sure. And there you see Daryl Fish. Tough little player in his own right, I can tell you.
Yeah, I don't know how Flo shuffles chips like that. Yeah, me either. Magic. Yeah, he doesn't like.
I like to hang out with winners because I know that guy's picking up the bar tab tonight.
Possibly borrow money in case you're down. You're right. You got to hang out in groups. Successful groups. And now Tomi Venus with a big decision here. He'd love to put Joe Ciroc out of this tournament, put him to rest.
Well, he knows King Jack's not the best hand right now.
Oh, but he's not going to do it. Joe Ciroc is going to win that with the eights. No sweat.
Show one, Joe.
The third hour of coverage of the seminal Hard Rock Showdown is underway, and we have more to come, including Tony Dent's breaking it all down in the Raw deal, a new edition of the Season 10 Ones to Watch, and we take a look back in the Champions Cup moment when we return on the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
Being a Club WPT VIP is like having a backstage pass to the WPT because you get to interact with me and Matt.
That's right. You also get to play for your share of more than $100,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs every month.
ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed. Welcome back to the WPT's coverage of the seminal Hard Rock Showdown, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. And Vince, we've just had a great week down here in Florida.
No, we really have. It's been absolutely beautiful. We're having a good time. But, you know, we're not the only ones that have had a good time. The Royal Flush Girls, they've been enjoying the sun, but also they got to play on ClubWPT.com. They played it in a tournament, and they made them bounties in the tournament. So what's better than that? Bust out a Royal Flush Girl and reap the rewards.
Well, Vince, the great thing about it is you don't have to be down here in Florida to get close to the Royal Flush Girls. No, you can become a Club WPT VIP member and enjoy special access to the Royal Flush Girl photo galleries, screensavers, and more. In addition, you get to play all the poker you want, where you can win your share of $100,000 in cash and prizes. Just incredible. And all that for a monthly membership fee of just $19.95 a month.
That is right. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed. All right, let's get back to the action.
Well, there you see the chip counts. John Dolan well out in front with 4.6 million. Tomi Venus in second place with 2.1. And Joe Ciroc in third place right now with 1.8.
Mike, hold the press because Tomi Venus has picked up a real hand, a gigantic hand, the Cowboys, the pair of kings.
Makes it 125,000 to go.
John Dolan out of the way.
And there you see Joe Ciroc has got the red sunglasses back out. In case you missed it, he's changed sunglasses at this final table more than anybody in WPT history.
Mike, let the man accessorize in his own way. He has a little style, and he's going to call.
And the flop is 8-6 deuce. This flop could spell doom for Joe Ciroc. He's flopped top pair. His opponent has an overpair.
Oh, yeah, and Ciroc is going to check it. And Tomi, with the continuation bet, but we know he has a real hand, a gigantic hand. And the amount is $155,000. And most good players, when they hit top pair, do re-raise, and that's exactly what Joe Ciroc is going to do.
Yep, Joe has check raised it here. If I was Tomi, I'd just set him all in right here. If you can beat this hand, good luck to you.
Well, Tomi Venus, though, going to play it a little bit sneaky. Not the obvious way, just calling. That's gambling in a way.
You're sitting in Joe Ciroc's seat, you're saying, what is going on here?
Well, that improves Joe Ciroc's hand. A 9 of clubs on the turn gives him an open-ended straight draw as well.
So he's got a pair, an open-ended straight draw, but as you can see, a quizzical look in his eye, as when he check raised, this guy called very quickly here, and now he's betting nearly $500,000 more.
Ciroc has checked, and again, Venus betting.
Joe Ciroc from Albuquerque, New Mexico, incredibly making his second consecutive WPT final table. He finished third at the Bay 101 tournament just before this. With this performance this week, he's become the leader in the WPT Player of the Year point standings. He just had to get to fourth place to take that lead over from Will the Thrill Faella. But he's looking to get more points and more money, Vince. 24-year-old poker pro.
He's going to be 25 by the time he plays tonight. He's really taking his time.
Check raised on the flop, and the guy quickly beat him in the pot.
What a decision to make. He got a pair of 8s open-ended as well.
Well, Joe Ciroc lays it down. He's known as flows to the entire poker community. Right there, he flowed right out of that pot after that bet by Tomi Venus.
I never read a book on poker. I go by my gut instinct and my reads on people and put pressure on them when I need to, fold when I need to. It's all about my gut feeling.
Jason behind him with a pair of 4s.
Come on.
Call.
Tommy has called him and is going to be loving it when he sees Jason's hand.
Being a two-time champion would probably secure the confidence in me a lot more than having one title. Without confidence, you don't get anywhere. Poker, especially if you have confidence, you're going to get far.
Here's the river card for the
that's
title.
a queen. Tomi Venus, he is going to take this title.
2 titles would be really, really significant.
Well, only 15 players in the history of the World Poker Tour have won multiple titles. Tomi Venus trying to become number 16.
All right, the blinds are going up to 40 and 80,000 at the Seminole Hard Rock. 3 players remain.
And this was a 10,000 ante, so it's 150,000 to play 3 hands of poker right now. So obviously, as blinds get bigger, the initial raises get bigger, the pots swell up quicker, and the 3-bet is a really big bet, where you're going to be almost pot committed now.
Tomi Venus is first to play.
1.2 close.
And he's going to fold his hand. Now John Dolan.
He says, how much have you got? To Joe Ciroc.
$1.270.
A little bit more than that. Close to 1.5. Dolan with a king 8 is going to put pressure on.
John wants to put Joe all in. I call.
He's got the queens. He's got the ladies. Tremendous.
Wait, is that all? That's 1.1. All right, we still had action. All right,
John didn't quite set him all in. He left him with just a few chips, but I'm sure it'll go in shortly. Joe thought he had moved in on him, so he said call, but Joe's got 300,000 left here, but this pot has about $2.5 million in it.
All right, king 8 up against queens.
John Dolan just making a move there. It's part of that flop as an 8 comes up.
I'm all in. And John moves all in.
Yeah, Joe Ciroc has gone all in with his queens, and John takes a look at the queens, realizes he is behind at this point. Joe Ciroc with a big chance to double up here.
Well, this pot has about $3 million in it, so he'll be right at the chip lead if he wins this pot. I'm talking about Joe Ciroc, well out in front right now with the 2 queens.
And these guys are getting playful right now.
Just got to dodge a king or an 8 here, and Joe Ciroc will be in great shape to take down his first WPT title.
Good luck. Good luck, me too.
Oh, man. These guys are buddies. They've roomed together. They've traveled together. They've skateboarded together. And now they got to sweat out the last 2 cards. John Dolan would love to hit an 8 or a king. Let's take a look.
Oh, boy. King on the turn. Unbelievable. Tough luck for Joe Ciroc here.
Wow.
That is heartbreak for him. He must catch a queen on the river now to stay alive in this tournament.
Joe, who came in as the chip leader, now just deeply disappointed. Can't believe his fate.
Going swinging, kid. We're about to.
And right now celebrating with Tomi Venus, his poker pro, Noah Schwartz.
Joe Ciroc on the verge of being eliminated in 3rd place in the 2nd consecutive WPT event. Well, it's a 9, so that's going to do it. Well, what a tournament Joe Ciroc played. He lost a big race where he had a massive chip lead playing heads up to John Dolan earlier. And now John lucks out on him again right there, catching a king on the turn. But Vince, what can you say about this 24-year-old poker pro, Joe Ciroc, the 2nd consecutive WPT event? The guy's finished in 3rd place.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's smiling now, even though he took some bad beats there. And right now he's going over to talk to Matt Savage.
Well, you had another 300,000 in your bankroll, another 3rd place finish. How disappointing is this?
Not that much. I mean, I came here like just off the final table, and then you make another final table. It's kind of crazy.
Well, that's a great attitude to have. Obviously, I'm sure we're going to see another final table this year, maybe. Jacksonville?
Yeah, Jacksonville.
All right, well, you are in the lead for Player of the Year at this current point, so good luck and continued success.
Thank you.
Back to you, Marianella.
Thanks, Matt. Even though Joe Ciroc is out in third place, he has moved to the top of the WPT Player of the Year standings. We are getting very close to crowning the Season 10 Seminole Hard Rock Showdown champion. Will it be Jon Dolan, who wins his first WPT title, or will it be Tomi Venus, who gets to etch his name on the WPT Champions Cup for the second time? Stick around for heads-up action on the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
I gotta climb this Dolan mountain.
Mount Dolan.
Mount Dolan, I like that.
As is the custom on the World Poker Tour, when we get down to heads-up play, we have our money presentation. So show us the money!
Fasten your seatbelts. Here they come, the Royal Flush Girls. We have Jeannie, Angelique, Danielle, and Tugba bringing out the money.
Well, all the cash being put on the table for these two guys to divide up.
To the victors go the spoils.
You get to play for all this money and the opportunity to have your name inscribed on the WPT Champions Cup. Just doesn't get much better than that as a poker player.
It is all on the line here. Which one of these guys will take it down tonight?
Tomi Venus going for his second WPT title. Jon Dolan going for his first.
We started with 290 players, Spike. You were one of them, but we're down to these two tonight. One is going to take home close to 800,000.
I run good at heads up, by the way.
What every poker player dreams of, making the final table and going into heads-up battle for a championship.
They might have a few dreams about the Royal Flush Girls along the way.
Heads-up play for the Seminole Hard Rock Showdown title is almost ready to get started between Tomi Venus and Jon Dolan. During the break, Matt Savage had a chance to speak with both players.
Tommy, an amazing comeback to this point, but your work is not done yet.
Yeah, we got our work cut out for us. More than 2-1 dogs, so we'll try and battle it up.
All right, one more stop to go before your second World Poker Tour title. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, you've just eliminated your good friend Joe Ciroc, and now you're heads up for your first World Poker Tour title. How does it feel?
It feels pretty amazing. Got fortunate against Joe, and now I'm in a pretty good spot.
You're in the chip lead, but he's come back from a short stack before, Mr. Tomi Venus. How do you feel about your chances?
I like my chances. I know he's more than capable. I mean, I know he plays poker well, and I know he's more than capable of coming back, but I feel good about where I'm at.
All right, well, good luck on your quest for your first title.
All right, thanks, man.
Will Tomi Venus add his name to the WPT Champions Cup for a second time? Action is about to get started, so let's get back to the game with Mike and Vince.
Jon Dolan well out in front with 6.6 million. Tomi Venus with 2 million in chips. There you see what they're playing for. The winner going to take home nearly 780,000 and get their name inscribed on that WPT Champions Cup.
Quite an honor.
For Tomi Venus, it would be the second time.
All right, and right now, Tomi Venus with the button. He's got ace-3. And he will make it 165,000 to go. Jon Dolan behind him, though, with a queen-10. And he's not going anywhere. He makes the call.
Yeah, wants to see a flop.
See a flop.
And what a flop it is for Jon Dolan. He's flopped top 2 pair.
And look at that. That's a deer caught in headlights right there. So excited. And he's going to check.
He is hoping Tomi Venus makes his continuation bet here. But he doesn't.
Oh, he's going to disappoint Dolan. To the turn we go.
Checks the ace high. Now the board pairs 10s. A full house for Jon Dolan. Obviously, no card can come up where Tomi could win this pot.
And when you're that strong, you got to keep checking. But Venus not going to bite. He checks as well.
He's got the kind of hand you can check down. And now 2 pair on the board.
Well, that could induce Venus a little bit with his ace high. So that could have been a bad card for Venus potentially. Let's see. Jon Dolan now finally having to come out and bet.
Dolan's got to recognize the guy could have ace high. How much would he pay off with it?
225 and a quick call by Venus. Did get into trouble that last card.
I can't blame Tomi for calling the way the hand was played, Vince.
No doubt, no doubt.
That's all, huh?
Venus sort of happy that he didn't lose that much. And Jon Dolan, the man from Biloxi, doing well.
South Florida has produced some of the biggest names in poker, names like Mizrachi and Mercier. But Florida also has a strong group of potential superstars waiting in the wings, including one player who mixes her game up both on and off the felt, as we find out in this edition of Ones to Watch.
loves the grind, but sick degenerate.
I made it to the final table.
I'm a once to watch, so that should be interesting.
No. I think this year is my year.
I'll win one eventually.
I'm Ebony Kenny, and I'm from North Miami Beach, Florida. I've been playing poker for 9 years. I'm definitely a tournament player. I love tournaments. I love the grind. I love the torture that tournaments are.
Ebony plays a very solid poker game and is dedicated to being the best player she can be.
And I think anybody, especially a woman, who can be consistent enough to stay in the game, that's a testament to their poker playing abilities.
I am hungrier than I ever been, especially being named a once to watch, because it's such an elite group of people. I have so much to prove, and maybe if I do well, it'll kind of change things, and people might start to take me seriously.
Ebony's a fun girl, and she has a lot going on.
I know Ebony really enjoys dancing and modeling.
I love to dance. When I go out with my girlfriends, I'm definitely the dancer of the bunch. I'm breaking it down, you know. My modeling. I mostly do glamour and urban. I've done a couple of music videos and had some spreads in some magazines, so that's exciting. I like the fact that I can turn into a different person whenever I'm modeling.
I don't know much about Miss Ebony, but she's smoking hot. The girl's got looks. Girls got looks.
I work out because I have to stay in shape for modeling, and for poker, you have to have energy to play these long tournaments. So I can beat up all the guys at the table. It gets my blood flowing, and it helps me stay focused, and it actually makes me feel a lot better about decisions I made.
It's cool to see more girls who have a well-rounded life outside of poker.
I have 2 children. I adore both my kids. I think that it's important for poker players to have other things going on in their life. We are in North Miami Beach. This is where I live.
Raising a kid is a lot of work, and getting good at poker is a lot of work. Balancing the two is very tough. Anyone who can do that is pretty admirable. Seems like she's holding it down pretty well.
I'm extremely happy with what I'm doing. I'm glad that my life has taken me down this path and brought me into what I'm doing now.
Of all the ones to watch who played in this event, Ebony Kenny made it the furthest, but finished just short of making the money when she was eliminated in 35th place. Doc Sands still sits atop the ones to watch leaderboard with his 2nd place finished at the LAPC. We'll keep our eyes on these players as they close out season 10, but for now, let's get back to the Seminole Hard Rock Showdown final table.
Well, tough luck for Ebony. She didn't make the money here, but Vince, she's got a lot going for her besides poker.
Oh, a lot of great young talent here on the World Poker Tour. But right now, the heads-up battle continues. Jon Dolan stretching out his lead, 6.8 million. Action's on him, and he's got a nice hand. Ace-9.
Yeah, an ace-high playing heads-up poker. Good hand.
180. 180.
Makes it a $180 to go.
John?
Tomi Venus will squeeze. Well, he's got a queen-3 of diamonds. Lost an additional 100,000 if he wants to play, and he does.
Well, Tommy likes to see flops, but see if we can get lucky here.
And that flop is?
Oh, and lucky is putting it mildly, as he has flopped a flush.
Just incredible. What a time to get it, and he's going to check and trap.
Well, he may well trap Jon Dolan because John's got top pair with top kicker here.
Yeah, but he ain't going to play that slow because there's 3 diamonds out there. Jon doesn't have a diamond, so you got to make your man pay. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's coming in with the bet, 240,000. Now it's up to Venus. You got the big flop, and yep, you got to make him pay. He re-raises, makes it 530 to go with his flush.
Tough decision for Dolan here. Is he on some kind of drawing hand, like a Jack-10 with 1 diamond, perhaps? Or does he have a big diamond in his hand?
I'm all in.
Well, Jon is not fearful. He has gone all in.
And the snap call by Tomi Venus, and Jon Dolan knows he's toast.
Jon Dolan, hard to get away from that.
Tomi Venus is going to double up here unless Jon hits 2 runners to make a full house.
Can't beat that defense.
Jon Dolan, good-natured about it. But what an opportunity for Venus to double up. Of course, Jon needs runner. It's almost a miracle. Dolan's sitting back down. And we'll see a couple cards. And this will make the match very close. If Venus's hand should hold up. And yes, it does. A king of spades. This thing is a wrap. It's over. Tomi Venus gonna take this pot.
Decent flop.
And Vince, we've really got a horse race going now.
Jon Dolan, good-natured, a good loser at that point. gives half the chips back to Tomi Venus.
We'll be right back with more from the Seminole Hard Rock, including Tony Dunst breaking down tonight's play in the Rod deal. Stay tuned.
I'm Angelique, one of the Royal Flush Girls. Welcome back to WPT's coverage of the Seminole Hard Rock Showdown.
When you come to the Hard Rock, you get a little bit of everything. There's poker here year-round. The clubs, the nightlife, the restaurants, and the beaches here. It's the action in Florida that makes it so exciting. If you were going to take your first shot and play in a WPT event, I would come to the Seminole Hard Rock because there's a lot more to do other than just play cards.
Well, players love it here at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino. It's got everything you could want. Great nightclubs, great restaurants, and certainly all the poker that you want to play.
It is fantastic. Plus, you're 5 minutes away from the beautiful ocean. It is spectacular.
180.
All right, back to the action right now. John Dolan with an ace-queen has moved it up to 180,000. Tomi Venus with just a 6-4. Let's see what the man from Cyprus will do. Look at this. He's going to re-raise.
Well, that's the first time he gets a hold of chips. He just comes right over the top with a 6-4 offsuit.
440 to go with a nothing hand.
Playing heads-up poker, you're not going to throw an ace-queen away.
No, he has re-raised. John Dolan is going to push it. Makes it 9-10 to go. Right now, Venus is saying, why? Why did I get so aggressive?
You better be real careful here. He'll be heading to the swamps of Florida very shortly. He decides to make a play right here. I don't see John Dolan going anywhere with these.
Not in this battle, and Tomi knows it, and he's going to give it up. John Dolan from Biloxi extends his chip lead right now.
Nice hand.
All season long, Tony Dunst has not been one to keep his opinions to himself, and tonight is no different, as we will find out in this edition of The Rod Deal.
I like Tomi Venus. He has a certain mellow professionalism to him. He's polite to everyone. Whether he wins or loses, he's always pretty relaxed. And it's hard to argue with the guy's resume. This is his third WPT final table, with his first being a major win at the Festa al Lago in Season 8. But, damn it, I just hate the way the guy plays. Then again, Tomi is the first to admit that he plays unconventional and prefers to rely on his instincts over fundamentals.
I go by my gut instinct and my reads on people.
So, is it a different approach to the game, or am I just being a jealous hater? I'm Tony Dunst. Let's break it down. Take a look at a few pre-flop spots from his win at the Bellagio in Season 8. He called with 10-8 offsuit in the big blind against an under-the-gun raise just 32 blinds deep. He just called with king-queen out of the small blind with under 20 blinds when offered a prime squeeze scenario. He open-limped with king-jack offsuit first to act and then called a raise out of position. He flat called a raise with ace-jack when four-handed when Freddie Deeb opened an 11-blind stack.
Does not re-raise with the ace-jack.
I mean, I could keep going here, but it's only supposed to be a 2-minute segment. Now let's look at his play tonight. Coming into this final table as the short stack, you might think he would look for a spot to double up early, but instead, he just called a raise with pocket sevens and only 20 blinds. Put it to you like this. If I had pocket sevens and only 20 blinds, I'd slam it all in, run into the stands, and celebrate to a degree that would put Dwight Pilgrim to shame.
Woo! You can't play better poker than me, man.
Then he called a min raise in the big blind with queen 7 offsuit with just 17 blinds. Let's be clear. The reason players like Tomi prefer calling over re-raising in many situations pre-flop is because they are very comfortable with their post-flop abilities. They often prefer to keep the pot small and not risk a high percentage of their stack until they feel highly confident about a particular read or situation. In some hands, this is absolutely the best approach. But I think it's a flawed default approach because the strategy is applied far too loosely
and often results in confrontations where you're out of position, without the initiative, and against players that simply won't make big enough mistakes to negate those disadvantages.
All right, one more stop to go before your second World Poker Tour title.
Then again, what do I know? I've yet to make a WPT final table, and Tomi is at his third, and heads up for his second title. And at the end of the day, I root for the guys I like, even if I don't agree with every play they make. But whether Tomi still likes me after watching this segment is yet to be seen.
Nice hand.
Tony Dunst thinks he plays all these raggedy hands out of position, et cetera, but I can tell you one thing, Tomi Venus has got a good feel for the game.
Great feel. And look at Joe Ciroc, what a champ. Guy gets knocked out, but he goes to the Royal Flush Girls social bar, and he's having a good time. He has a lot of class, and he's a great player. But let's go back to the table. All right, the blinds are up to 50 and 100,000. Action on John Dolan.
And there you see John with about a little over 2-to-1 chip lead over Tomi Venus right now.
John has a 7-4 of hearts. And he is going to make a raise, 200,000. Trying to pick on Tomi when he's down. Tomi with Jack-7 has made the call. Here we go.
Oh, the flop comes 7-5-3. Both players have flopped top pair. Tomi Venus has him out-kicked.
And Tomi has checked it.
You can see some fireworks here.
John Dolan is going to bet 250. Now, John also has the straight draw as well as the top pair.
That could get him in trouble.
Certainly could. Venus now. Cost him 215 to call, but he's not just calling. He's popped it. 585 to go.
But now John Dolan.
Dolan's really starting to look like he's been staying up with the baby lately, the 6-month-old. Looking a little haggard out there. Baby duties in the middle of the night.
I go back to the first 6 months. Child's life, you don't sleep. It really is difficult. He's out here playing poker. Let Mama worry about it. Maybe that's why he's fought so hard this week to last this long. You get a little sleep here in the hotel.
Someone has to take home the bacon, though, Mike.
All in.
Oh, and he's going to try to do it right here with it all in.
I'm not sure Tomi Venus is going to go anywhere here.
Hi, Cole.
Nope, he's made the call.
Good, solid call by Venus. Joe Ciroc enjoying the moment.
Venus in great shape to double up and take the chip lead in this heads-up battle.
It is all on the line right now.
The 7-11. Will it be lucky for Tomi Venus? He's out in front right now. Can he hold him? Tomi just needs to dodge a 6 or a 4, and he'll double up and take the lead in this heads-up battle.
However, if John Dolan should get lucky, he will become the champion. It will be over. John Dolan would put his name on the WPT Champions Cup with the rest of the champs. Let's see the turn. Well, it is a 10 of club. No help for John Dolan.
Well, Tomi Venus nodding his head because the club came off, gives him a flush draw, meaning John can't catch the 6 of clubs or 4 clubs and win this pot, so 2 of his outs are gone.
Here we go. John needs to suck out, but he's not going to get it as an 8 of diamonds hits on the river. Tomi Venus going to double up.
Tomi Venus taking the chip lead in this heads-up battle.
Game over. It's all over. Lights out.
The Kelly Savalas look-alike. Now he's our chip leader. Just incredible. Stay with us. We're coming back with more heads-up action in just a moment here on the World Poker Tour.
Season 10 of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com, where VIP members can win their share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour's coverage of the seminal Hard Rock Showdown, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. While tonight's players take aim at their own piece of poker history, it's time to take a look back at this classic victory and the WPT Champions Cup moment.
Here we go to the river! Who's gonna get lucky?
In 2004, young pro Tuan Lee entered the World Poker Finals, facing a WPT record field of 674 players, but lacking a room for the night. Legend holds that Tuan Lee traded 50% of his possible winnings to friend and fellow pro Hassan Habib. outperforming all expectations.
The World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.
The newest stop on the World Poker Tour changes everything as one of our own makes the final table and the Player of the Year race gets turned upside down. The heat is on in Florida and it's only on the WPT.
Well, the crowd all standing.
He is circling the drain.
They are going bare knuckles in the center of the ring.
He would love to knock this loudmouth out.
Welcome everybody to Jacksonville, Florida for the inaugural Jacksonville Best Bet Open. I'm Marianella Pereira sitting in for Kimberly Lansing, who's away on maternity leave. As most of you know, Tony Dunst is the host of The Raw Deal, the very popular segment here on the WPT featuring Tony's highly opinionated take on the play at the final table. Well, tonight the tables get turned as Tony Dunst has battled his way through the field in Florida and will take a seat among the final 6 in a bid to win a WPT title of his own. We are of course excited for our colleague and we wish him the best of luck. And he's gonna need it because also at this final table tonight is someone else who doesn't hold back, WPT champion Will the Thrill Fiala. Right now, let's go to Matt Savage, who is standing by with Will and Tony. Matt?
Tony, you've been a very tough year this year. You've been able to persevere and make this final table tonight. What does it mean for you to be at the final table?
Miracle. You know, man, Will's
Miracle.
talking trash immediately.
Miracle.
He can't even
Miracle.
he can't even let me get through my part.
Miracle.
It means a lot, obviously, you know, to be part of the family and here at this final table and battling against such a legend like Will. Obviously, is
Deck smashed him over the head.
there you go. You know, I think he's so eager to get in here. Why don't we ask Will his question?
All right, well, make sure you don't make any raw deal plays
Okay,
tonight.
sure.
Will, dig the threads first of all.
Thank you.
But let me say that
You look nice. I can't believe you put pants on.
Yep, I own a pair of pants. Yes, I do.
You've called your shot here. You said you were going to make the final table. You said you were going to overtake Player of the Year once again. What does it mean to be so determined?
It's nice to be focused. I feel good that I'm here. I know that I'm very blessed to be here, and I feel very honored to be in everybody's presence.
Do you own those pants or did you borrow them?
I rented them.
Okay.
I like you better with a microphone, by the way.
All right, guys, thanks a lot and good luck tonight.
Thank you, thank you.
Back to you, Marianella. Are you excited?
Matt, I am really looking forward to this final table. We have a solid group of players, and with Will the Thrill there, we are, of course, guaranteed to be entertained. They're both looking very dapper, by the way. We've heard from Tony and Will, but we've yet to see the other players that make up this stacked final table. To reveal those who made it and those who fell short, let's go back 4 days ago to when it all began.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the WPT Jacksonville Best Bet Open Poker Championship. Dealers, shuffle up and deal.
With cards in the air on day 1A in Jacksonville, the Royal Flush Girls took to the tournament floor to welcome the players. They found WPT champions, final tablists, ones to watch, and even our own Mike Sexton, Tony Dunst, and Vince Van Patten. In this special re-entry tournament, any player who busted on day 1A could pay another $5,000 and enter on day 1B, inspiring WPT champ James Dempsey to gamble it up a bit.
Got it!
The hand of the day would involve a 4-way all-in with short-stacked ones to watch Matt Marifiotti in trouble holding pocket sevens against pocket aces, kings, and queens. But with a 7 on the turn, Matt quadrupled up. Raj Vora's aces took the side pot, eliminating the other 2 players.
That woman just she was rubbing my nipple and stuff during the hand. I mean, I don't know if it was lucky or something, but.
Day 1A would see half the field of 125 players eliminated, including Vince Van Patten, Matt Marifiotti, and Borgata final table player Daniel Buzzgone.
So day 1A didn't go so hot. Are you going to be playing again tomorrow?
No, not because you said that. Really? Of course I'll be playing tomorrow.
Re-entering was not a consideration for those at the top of the chip count, including Raw Deal analyst Tony Dunst, Legends champ Will Fiala, and current chip leader Darren Elias.
Hopefully I can make it, keep it going, see what happens.
So players, it's time. Get ready. Let's shuffle up and deal.
Start of Day 1B gave us two types of players. Those who were just arriving to Best Bet Jacksonville, like WPT Player of the Year Andy Frankenberger, WSOP Main Event Champ Jamie Gold, and Ones to Watch Ebony Kinney.
I just got off the plane.
Then there was the re-entry crowd who had busted Day 1A and were looking to invest another $5,000 in pursuit of WPT glory. Included in this group were WPT final tablists Daniel Buzgon and Sean Kunix. Ones to Watch Matt Marifiotti, plus WPT champs Hoyt Corkins and Matt Waxman, who started bluffing before the cards were even dealt. The newest stop on the WPT really went all out, including Best Bet Jacksonville dealer Brian Woods, who showed off his WPT pride. With registration now closed, the numbers were posted. A total of 320 entries created a prize pool worth over $1.5 million.
Yes! Yes! GG! Yes!
But a day that had started with hope would not end well for Jamie Gold and Hoyt Corkins, who both busted. But it was great for French pro Amini Chobani, who ended as Day 1B chip leader. And proving they were wise to re-enter the fray, Daniel Buzgon and Ones to Watch Matt Marifiotti both survived to play another day.
Overall, I'm really happy with my play today. I only slept 6 hours, so time for bed. Good night, guys.
Day 2 saw half the combined starting fields of Day 1 return and a strong contingent of the 160 remaining players who had already made final tables this season, meaning WPT Jacksonville was shaping up to be about more than just this one title. Joe Ciroc's final table appearance at Seminole Hard Rock vaulted him ahead of Will Fiella to take the lead for WPT Season 10 Player of the Year. As luck would have it, Season 9 POY, Andy Frankenberger, ended up right in the middle of their friendly rivalry.
I got Joe on one side, Will Fiella at the other, so right now I got a front row seat for it. Of course, if I take them both out, then I could be right back in it too.
But Joe, Will, and Andy weren't the only ones in the field with a chance at WPT Player of the Year. 5-diamond champ James Dempsey, as well as Borgata final tablist Darren Elias and Daniel Buzgon, all had a shot to take the lead, depending on how long Will and Joe survived. Meanwhile, our own Tony Dunst was practicing his signature raw deal style with poker pro and philosopher Alan Kessler.
Like, I feel like you're a man who, wherever he goes, death follows him.
I'm just happy I made it through on the first hole. Me too.
Unfortunately, it was tournament death for WPT's other man in the field, as Mike Sexton's pocket sevens could not hold against the ace-king of Paris final tableist Byron Caberman. Back at the POY table, Joe Ciroc busted, leaving room for Will Fiella and several others to catch up to him in the Player of the Year race.
It's going to be a dogfight. I think there's still about 6 people in here that it's up for grabs for anybody to win this WPT Player of the Year. But I can tell you one thing. They got to come with this.
The end-of-day chip count would put Fareed Jadid on top of the leaderboard. But with Joe Ciroc on the sidelines, the players in 2nd, 4th, and 7th place on the leaderboard all had a serious shot at scrambling the Player of the Year race, as well as taking down this WPT title. Who will join Tony Dunst and Will Fiella in the fight to win a seat to the season-ending WPT World Championship, $400,000 and a WPT title? Find out when our extended coverage of the playdown to the final 6 continues. And later we'll see how the Royal Flush Girls have been enjoying their time in Jacksonville. Plus, we relive an historic Champions Cup moment. It's all when we return to the WPT Jacksonville Best Bet Open, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Stick around. Welcome back to Season 10 of the World Poker Tour's coverage of the WPT Jacksonville Best Bet Open, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. With the competition in high gear, the field has begun to dwindle as the race to make this final table became even more intense. Day 3 of the Jacksonville Best Bet Open was all about making the money. Of the 55 players starting the day, 36 would cash. With players finding themselves short-stacked and busting, the Royal Flush Girls were there to show their support for everyone. Anything can happen. Something did happen to WPT champ James Dempsey, and it wasn't good. Shoving with pocket eights, James was outflopped by Matthew Schulte's suited ace-queen. The turn and the river were no help to James.
Yes, yes!
making the Bellagio champ the unfortunate bubble boy.
It was not in the script. It was not in the script. C'est la vie.
As some players were collecting their min cashes, others were collecting chips. Borgata final tableist Daniel Buzgan was all in pre-flop against fellow WPT alum Fred Goldberg and WPT champ Matt Giannetti. With a flop of 8-7-5, Fred bets $100,000 into a side pot.
Folds.
Matt folds his pocket jacks.
Oh, there's your one time.
A 10 on the turn gives Daniel Buzgan a set to crack Fred's pocket aces and triple up. Soon after, both Matt and Fred would bust out, earning a little over $12,000. WPT Jacksonville is one of the few stops that allows players as young as 18 to enter. And Best Bet Jacksonville offered a custom surfboard to the one player 18 to 20 years old who lasted the longest. This meant the last bust out of the day would be bittersweet, as 20-year-old Robert Gorodepski's set would lose on the river to Blake Purvis, who made a straight. Robert cashed in 17th place and rode the waves home. The day would end with 16 players. Will Fiala, gunning for his second title of the year as well as Player of the Year honors, was on top of the leaderboard. Daniel Buzgan third. Paris final tableist Byron Caverman was sitting in fourth position, with Once to Watch Matt Murphyati holding strong in eighth, and our very own Tony Dunst rounding out the top 10. Day 4's play would lead to the final 6, but the 18 who started the day were remarkably deep, including 5 players with WPT final table experience, as well as WPT Once to Watch Matt Murphyati and raw deal analyst Tony Dunst. While everyone had their eye on the Champions Cup, WPT champ Will Fiala also had his sights on Player of the Year. An 8th place finish or better, and Will would retake the lead in the POY race from Joe Ciroc.
I'm making the final table. 100%. 100%.
The poker heated up as Tony Dunst shoved, holding pocket deuces. He's called by Daniel Buzgan, who had 10s. The board runs out to give Tony a miracle straight on the river.
Oh my God. Holy wow.
Doubling up Tony and leaving Daniel short-stacked. With the field dwindling and players about to go on break, Sean Kunix checks the flop against Matt Murphyati. Matt shoves for almost $600,000.
All in. Call.
Sean snap calls to show he hit a set of deuces against Matt's pair of aces. The board runs out and Matt is shell-shocked as he busts in 9th place.
Son of a...
While Matt sat stunned, Will would celebrate as he once again took the lead for WPT Player of the Year. The day's final hand would pit Paris final tableist Byron Caverman against Florida businessman and accomplished amateur James Calderero. Byron lost his race holding ace-king.
There it is.
And our final table was set. Will Fiala and Tony Dunst would be joined by our chip leaders, 2 businessmen with strong poker experience, Sean Kunix and James Calderero, as well as 2 pros who both made the final table at Borgata this season, the well-respected Darren Elias and our short stack, Daniel Buzgan. But the story would be all Will Fiala, a man who was as good as his word from a few days ago.
It's up for grabs for anybody to win this WPT Player of the Year, but I can tell you one thing. They got to come with this.
As we get ready for the start of this amazing final table, I'm joined by the best in the business, Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Mike, as everyone knows, you made the final table of the Bay 101 Shooting Star here on the WPT just last season. So you better than anyone can tell us exactly what is going through Tony's mind right now.
Well, Marinella, relief is probably a pretty good word. This is Tony's first WPT final table, and I can assure you he is thrilled to be here. But now that he's here, he's thinking about winning. But that's not going to be easy because we've got tough, experienced players at this final table, 4 of whom have been at a WPT final table before, including our chip leader, Sean Kunix, tough young pro Darren Elias, and Will the Thrill Fiala, who tonight is going for his second WPT title this season. This is going to be a good one.
Without a doubt, Mike, this is a tough table. And Vince, how about Will Fiala calling a shot by reclaiming his Player of the Year lead and making a second final table this season?
Wow, just incredible. You know, Will the Thrill is a true character. You know, the wannabe mobster from New York. You know, he's half Tony Soprano. He's half Tony G, the Australian airbag. But he's not half a player, because this guy has everything, Marianella. He can really play. He can read people. He can trash talk at the players. But he also likes to eliminate people at the poker table, much like Tony Soprano. He likes to have them swimming with the fishes. This is one great guy to watch. He is always fun. But Tony Dunst, don't go away. You got here. Big chance tonight. Maybe you can do it.
And now I'm going to put both of you on the spot. Who is your pick to win this thing?
Well, because he's the chip leader, Sean Kunix has to be the favorite. But certainly, all of us at the World Poker Tour would love to see Mr. Raw Deal Tony Dunst take down his first WPT title tonight. But I pick Will the Thrill Fiala when he made the final table at the Legends of Poker to win, and I'm going with him again tonight. Will the Thrill will take down his second WPT title.
Okay. All right, Mike. I have to go with my man Tony Dunst. He's come this far. Maybe he'll win it. Who knows?
All right, Vince, there's a lot on the line tonight. A first place prize worth $400,000, including an entry to the season-ending $25,000 WPT World Championship in Vegas. And 6 men who want nothing more than to etch their names on the WPT Champions Cup. Start of play from the Jacksonville Best Bet Open is just minutes away. Mike and Vince will be back with the call of the game right after this.
Season 10 of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com, where VIP members can win their share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. The final table of the Jacksonville Best Bet Open Poker Championship about to get underway. We've got youth, we've got experience, we've got 6 great players fighting it out for this coveted title.
That is right, Mike. We're in beautiful Jacksonville. We are just minutes away from where Ponce de Leon discovered the Fountain of Youth. Well, will youth prevail? We will find out. The cards are in the air. Andes are starting at 5,000, blinds 15 and 30. Let's go to the felt.
Well, there you see our leaderboard. Sean Kunix out in front with 2.7. James Calderero in second place. Here we go.
Okay, on the short stack, Daniel Buzgone. He's got a queen deuce, and he won't play that. Here's Will the Thrill. Next up to bat, he's going to fold. Tony Dunst going away.
Over to Sean Kunix, our chip leader. He folds as well.
Darren Elias.
Well, Darren's a tough poker pro out of Montclair, New Jersey, just 25 years old.
Got a nothing hand at Jack 3 of diamonds. Got a little money in there.
Finished 5th at Borgata earlier this season. And he is going to raise it up out of the small blind with the Jack 3 of diamonds. 75,000 to go.
James Calderero, real estate investor from Venice, Florida, has re-raised this. Makes it 175.
Wow, what a 3-bet here by the businessman from Venice, Florida. Not just a businessman, folks. This guy can play poker. Got a couple WPT cashes. He also finished 13th in the 2009 main event at the World Series of Poker, which garnered him $633,000. So the guy knows how to play, as you can see right there, by 3-betting with 9 high.
Just 9-7. He's going to win that pot. Darren goes out. So off to a good start is the amateur player. All right, very next hand, Sean Kunix, the chip leader at this point.
Now Sean playing with a broken collarbone. He was in an accident with his son on a quad runner, but not hurt bad enough to miss this event.
He's going to fold a queen 8. And now back to Darren, who has a miserable 7-3. Won't play that. Calderaro going away. And now the short stack, Daniel.
Daniel Buzgone, 27-year-old poker pro out of Marlton, New Jersey. Tough player. He was 3rd at Borgata earlier this season.
Well, he has folded, and now it's around to Will the Thrill. And Will the Thrill has a 6-5.
Will the Thrill making the call out of the small blind. But Tony Dunst going to raise here with the Jack 9, makes it 90,000 to go, and Will quickly calls.
Now our man Tony Dunst, the raw deal here on the WPT, who has beautifully made the final table.
Made a good raise there, up to 90,000. Let's see how it works out for him. 9-6 deuce. Will's flop second pair, but Tony has flopped top pair.
Thrill quickly checking, and Tony quickly betting with the continuation bet. Looks like 90,000.
This could spell trouble for the WPT champ, who has retaken the Player of the Year lead.
Will has called it
By his finish in this tournament.
Faster, buddy.
All right, turn card coming up.
It's okay. It's a regular deal.
Will
now.
behind.
When a 5 comes off.
2 pair for Will the Thrill.
He's behind no more, Vince. He has taken the lead. He's got 2 pair.
And he quickly checks it like he hated it. Of course, we know better. And Tony gonna bite here. Like he should. Protect your top pair. And there's the bet, 215,000.
Well, let's see what Will's gonna do now. He's gonna raise it. There's your answer. This comes right over the top of Tony Dunst. Will Tony get away from this hand, or will he be talking about it on the raw deal later?
You got top pair. You got a wild man on your right.
Well, he's going to make a good laydown here, that's for sure.
Very nice, Tony.
So Will the Thrill getting lucky on the turn, taking down that pot.
Come on, let's go, something. Crowd's dead. We got to wake up this crowd a little.
Will the Thrill is trying to wake up the gang at the Royal Flush Girls Social Bar.
If anybody can wake it up, it is Will the Thrill. I'll give him credit, Vince. He had to get to at least 8th place in this tournament to go past Joe Ciroc. He said he was going to do it, and he did it. He has retaken the lead for the WPT Player of the Year going into the main event.
Quite a character. All right, back to play. Darren Elias now with Ace King, a big hand. Darren's out of Montclair, New Jersey, 25 years old. And he's getting out raising chips, of course. Goes to 65,000. Right behind him, James Calderero with a nice suited connector.
Well, he 3-bet with a 9-7 of clubs a minute ago. That worked for him. Here he just makes the call with the 8-7 of clubs.
Everyone else folding to the chip leader, Sean Kunix, who has not picked up a good hand yet. And he's going to fold. Two-way action. Ace King up against 8-7 of clubs. And we are flopping.
And flop comes Ace 10 deuce. Great flop for Darren. He's got top pair and top kicker.
Just a thing of beauty. You play it sneaky, or do you come out with a continuation bet? That's what he's going to do. 75,000.
Look at this. James has no hand and no draw. And yet he is playing this pot.
He's got some heart there because he's going to make it 195, Mike.
Oh, this is unbelievable.
Problem is your guy has Ace King. That's a quick call right there by Darren. Here we go to the turn.
5 of clubs comes off. That's going to give James a flush draw, but Darren's still well out in front with the 2 aces. Now it's going check, check. Oh, and the queen of clubs comes up.
Miracle card for the real estate guy. James Calderero hitting his flush. And it's on Darren first. Slow down. Yes, he does.
Then he's going to check. He got raised on the flop. He's fearful this could give his opponent 2 pair or a straight possibly. I doubt he's thinking about putting him on a flush here.
Calderero's thinking, how much can he get out of Darren? And it looks like 260, a nice amount.
Well, folks, I don't see how Darren is going to fold this hand, but you're going to see him slink out of his chair and slump to the floor when he sees how he got beat and how this guy raised him on the flop with 8 high. No hand, no draw.
Yeah, it's a pretty auto call. Even though you don't like it, you got aces with a big kicker. 260, yes, he's going to donate. And he's going to be disgusted, of course. He sees the flush. Oh, oxygen tank, please.
Yeah, you can see everybody else's eyebrows are going to be raised when they see the hand that James turns over there, because they see this guy's got a lot of heart to make plays like that, to raise on the flop with no hand and no draw.
Absolutely, and Darren there, burned like the toasted Denny's. That is not fun.
Oh, boy.
Plenty more to come from the WPT Jacksonville Best Bet Open, including the Royal Flush Girls having fun here in Florida. Plus, we relive a Champions Cup moment.
Here we go.
Wow.
It's all when we return to the WPT Jacksonville Best Bet Open. Stick around.
The World Poker Tour has always supported great charitable causes, and in 2012, we're launching the WPT Foundation.
Go to WPTFoundation.org to learn about our global charity partners and find out how you can join us in playing for a better world.
The Best Bet Poker Room has been wonderful, and the whole entire city's been really sweet to us. We went to the beach, we did a bunch of surfing and playing in the water. The beach was beautiful, the sand was great, the water was amazing. Clark's Fish Camp was definitely an experience that I will not forget. They had python, kangaroo, ostrich, venison, everything I could ever think of that you could possibly cut up and eat, they had it there.
Honestly, she's had like 17 gator toes. I'm really starting I'm starting to worry here.
Jacksonville, Florida is an amazing place to visit. You'd be so surprised at all of the incredible things they have to offer, and the Best Bet Poker Room was perfect.
Vince, I got to tell you, the Best Bet Jacksonville couldn't be better named because this is the best bet you can get if you're a poker player. This place is gorgeous. What impresses me the most as a player, you're not cramped. There's plenty of space between tables. The chairs are comfortable. The tables are beautiful. The lighting is great.
Yeah.
I think if you're in this area, folks, and you like to play poker, you got to check out Best Bet Jacksonville.
We'll also just talk about the food and the service, impeccable. So you're right, Mike. This is one of our favorite casinos.
And how about this, Vince?
Oh, boy.
Dealer Brian Wood has engraved the WPT logo right in the side of his head there. Gotta love it.
I hope he's getting some big tips for that one. I bet he is. Everyone having a good time here as 6 players remain. As you can see, our chip leader, Sean Kunix, with $2.8 million in chips. And he is a businessman out of Columbus, Ohio.
But the other businessman, James Calderero, right on his heels here with $2.7 million in chips.
James is going to fold on this hand, and now Mr. Buzzgone, a short stack at the table with a king-8 of spades. This hand has piqued his interest. Is he going to fire, Mike?
I'll tell you where he fired, Vince. He re-entered this tournament on day 2 after he got busted on day 1, and that was a wise decision because you're going to get a nice paycheck.
Well, he has raised to $65,000. Couple folds.
Round to Sean Kunix. This is Sean's second time he's been at a WPT final table, so maybe an amateur, but he's been here before.
Well, he's called with a nothing hand, just a 6-4. Darren with an ace-5 gets out of their way, so two-way action. Daniel Buzzgone with a king-8 up against a 6-4 by Sean. Here's the flop.
Now flop comes 9-9-4, so just that quickly, Sean has taken the lead with 2-pair. Now Sean is going to check the 2-pair.
And the short stack, Daniel.
It's the kind of flop you're normally going to make a continuation bet with, even though you don't have anything.
Up a $70,000 bet, it looks like.
Yep, Daniel doing just that. Let's see now what Sean is going to do.
Well, he's got a piece of it. You know you can't get hurt that bad because the guy's on such a short stack. You've got all these chips. And there you go. He's going to push all in. Put the pressure back on Buzzgone.
Well, Buzz is going to be gone here, no doubt about
Yes,
that.
that will kill you, Buzz.
He is not going
This
to.
happens.
He is just posturing here, folks. Zero chance he's calling here with the king eye.
Buzzgone out.
All right, so Sean Kunix going to take down that pot. So the Ohio State Buckeye is dabbing it right now.
Sean Kunix, 39 years old. He works with Verizon stores. And he's playing some good poker here tonight so far. All right, back to the table. Darren. Elias with a 6-3. Quickly folds his hand. James Calderero. Also going out.
So back to Buzzgone. They just raised a minute ago with king-8. That didn't work out. Let's see what he's going to do with queen-jack. Remember, he is the short stack at the table, but just wants to wait for something a little better than that. Will the Thrill going to make a raise here with the king-10 of spade?
Why not? He's got the button. Attractive hand. He makes it $65,000 to go. Tony out.
Well, the big blind has picked up a premium hand. He's got ace-king. That good luck card cap you see on Sean's thing is a soccer player. It came from his son's birthday cake. Sean used it to show his son that you can do anything that you set your mind out to achieve. He wanted to make this final table. He's using the soccer man to prove that you can do it.
That is great. He's also made it $180,000 into Will the Thrill.
Well, calling re-raises with hands like king-10 and king-jack. Some pros wouldn't make it, but they're not Will the Thrill. He wants to see a flop.
He's also got position, but he could be in trouble here. Here's the flop, and a king comes up.
Well, this is just why they don't call re-raises with king-jacks and king-10s, because they're trouble hands. If you flop 2 kings, you're still frozen when your opponent's continuing to bet.
Now Sean with the continuation bet. He looks like he's getting chips out, and of course he is going to bet 235.
He's got top pair and top kicker. A great flop for him.
And Will's thinking, gee, I have kings. Let me find out where I am here.
It's a good flop for Will the Thrill's hand. He's going to raise it here.
Repop it, but look at this, a quick all in by Sean.
I should have waited a little bit.
He should have waited a little bit. I agree with him. I think he made a snap all-in bet when it wasn't necessary with the texture of this board. And Will the Thrill, let's see if he can pick up on that snap all-in bet and realize that he's beat here.
Tough spot.
Well, indeed, it is a tough spot.
I think you got 2 queens for some crazy reason.
Normally, Will is very good about reading opponents in this situation.
You got 2 queens?
It's still better than your hand. Even 2 queens are.
You think so?
Yeah.
I raised you there with I don't know, 2 queens beat?
I mean, maybe. I got a terrible table image.
You do have a terrible table image, it's true.
Well, you have a terrible table image, but he got the best hand here. And if Will's not careful, he'll be reporting to the rail.
What a predicament for Will the Thrill. First in the Player of the Year standings. Quite a character from Long Island, New York.
Vince, you got to salute the guy. He had to get to at least 8th place to retake that Player of the Year lead. He did it. He's trying to extend that lead now, but he makes the call here.
Show me.
He could go out in 6th place very easily.
I hate to do that, though. I got to play these other guys, too.
And he is going to make the right fold.
So Sean Kunix extending his chip lead by picking up a nice pot right there.
And that is just horrible for Will the Thrill, whose chips are disappearing faster than a 70s child star.
I know you told us. That was so great.
Tony just so happy it wasn't him. As we look at the Royal Flush Girls social bar, anyone can go out there and talk to the girls about almost anything.
I swear to God, I folded a king. I don't know. You guys going to see it in 30 minutes.
Trying to prove that he had kings. He did. Good lay down. We must move on. James Calderero.
This guy's impressed me, Vince, I got to tell you. He goes out here, has his buzz gone.
Yep. Back to Will.
And he's got the suited connectors, a 6-7 of spade here.
He's going to raise it to 60,000 with the 6-7 of spade. Tony Dunst now with a pair of 10s.
Now, for sure, Tony's going to 3-bet with this hand.
Yeah, that's what I wanted you to do all day, buddy. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, he's lying about that. You don't want a guy to 3-bet you when you got 7 high.
Well, he's made it 150. Sean out. Darren with a nothing hand goes away.
Well, we're going to see a flop. He makes the call of the raise by Tony Dunst.
Tony with a nice wired pair. Can he get lucky with this flop?
Well, King, Queen, 7, so Will's got a piece of it. He's got bottom pair. Not good enough, though, against the 2 10s of Tony.
Well, they both check. And now Will's got 2 pairs, 7s and 6s. What a card for Will the Thrill.
Yep. Will is taking the lead here.
Yep. And he's going to bet it. 125,000.
Well, tough spot for Tony here. Well, he's going to make the call here.
This could be big trouble for the raw deal.
Now 4 diamonds comes off, so 3 diamonds out there. Will the Thrill checking.
Check.
6.
No good.
Oh, you got me that time. Nice hand, nice hand, nice hand.
Will the Thrill has overlooked his hand, folks.
What the heck just happened?
He said he had 2 6s, Vince. Didn't realize he had 7s and 6s.
Oh,
he had the best hand.
This is just an absolute shock here. Didn't see his cards. He mucks it.
Well, because he didn't table his cards. He didn't turn his hand up. He just said he had 2 6s and mucked his hand. His hand is dead. Tony Dunst getting a gift right there with a big bow on it.
This is a major mistake by a major player. This is startling.
Well, Vince, even the greatest players make mistakes sometimes. We saw it right there by Will the Thrill. Unbelievable.
Stay tuned. More from Jacksonville coming up.
Want to improve your game? As a Club WPT VIP, you get exclusive access to past WPT episodes and the chance to win your share of more than $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
I find Will Fiala fun to play with.
I warned you not to bluff that ace. You
You like chin nuts?
A lot of people find Will very obnoxious.
Fred Goldberg money. Buddy, I slow rolled him. I didn't see a fool. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
And I think Will doesn't care that they find him obnoxious.
Yeah, and plus they know they can't do to me. You don't listen. I try to tell you, no good, buddy. You won't be here long with me to your right, bitch. Don't worry. They can't say nothing, they can't do nothing, because they know I'll just come right back at them, and they don't want that.
I'm not trying to take anything away from his play, but you remember Will Fiala, the man, before you remember Will Fiala, the poker player.
Tony Dunst's ass is mine today. That I promise you. If someone's making him go to the rail, it's going to be the Thrill. Love to outplay the Dunster.
Now, Will the Thrill outplayed himself that last hand by laying down the best hand. I'm still shocked by that, Vince.
Button's right.
You know, I just wonder if he was thinking about the other hand that he lost with the 2 kings where he mucked that hand. We know it was a good lay down, but it still might be playing on his mind where he might have thought he had the best hand. I don't know.
But, Mike, we've been here for 10 years now on the World Poker Tour, and we have seen great poker, right?
Well, you're right, Vince. And now our viewers can see some more great poker because if they join ClubWPT.com, they'll become a VIP member and they'll have special access to former episodes on the World Poker Tour, whether it be Season 10, Season 1, or whatever they want to watch.
That's very true. You get all the VIP benefits, and you only pay $19.95 a month, okay? So you can play unlimited poker. You also have a shot at winning a seat at one of the major WPT events. We've seen it done, and they've taken home big bucks.
No question about it, so folks. So sign up for ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
All right, back to the table we go.
Well, we've seen some great poker, but a moment ago, we saw some weak poker when Will folded the best hand.
All right, this has been folded around to Sean, the chip leader. He's got about 3.6 million in chips with just a 7-3, Mike.
Yeah, really not much of a hand, but he's going to raise it, it looks like, just to try to pick up the blinds and antes here.
Yeah, 65,000 into Darren with just a Jack-8. But he kind of knows what's happening here. He's going to make the call. So a 7-3 up against a Jack-8. And there's an 8 on the flop and a 7.
Well, Sean has flopped bottom pair. Darren has flopped middle pair and a gut shot straight draw, as you can see.
And Sean's going to come out with a continuation bet. It looks like 80,000 with his 7s. And Darren, of course, with the 8s. And a straight draw is going to make the call.
And now a Jack comes off.
Now.
So now Darren has 2 pair.
But Sean first to act is not going to slow down. He's getting more chips out, it looks like. Yep. 160,000 into Darren.
Even though Darren's got 2 pair, he's frozen here because there's a possible straight out there and a possible flush, as you can see.
Have that many chips, though, Mike. You just fire here and just gamble.
I think you do just what he's doing. You make the call with 2 pair and the straight flush draw.
All right, he's in front, and the river card helps neither player.
King of clubs comes off. An all-in bet by Sean Kunix. What a play this is. And even though Darren has 2 pair, he's fearful his opponent's got a flush, a straight. Just wouldn't think he would make this kind of play with 2 pair or trips with a possible flush and straight out there. But I know one thing. You're sitting in Darren's seat. Just a tough, tough, tough call to make here for all your dough. If he's got the straight or flush, you're reporting to the rail and you're out of here in 6th place.
Well, this could be the turning point for Darren. If he should make this, it would be a spectacular call. He would double up.
Well, you only call this if you think your opponent's bluffing, Vince. That's all.
He's going to lay it down.
Just too much pressure.
Yeah,
you can't do it for all your chips. I don't blame Darren for laying that hand down, but you just got to take your hat off to this Ohio State Buckeye. He played that hand with the precision of the Ohio State Marching Band, I can tell you that.
Brilliantly done.
We had a stacked table tonight here at the Best Bet Open, but let's take a look back in World Poker Tour history at another loaded table and its unlikely outcome in this WPT Champions Cup moment.
There we go to the river! Who's gonna get lucky?
The final table of the Season 3 Jack Binion World Poker Open in Mississippi featured a Mount Rushmore of poker greats, including a young Michael Mizrachi, 5-time finalist Scotty Wynn, 2-time champion Daniel Negreanu, and the great Chao Jiang. Negreanu, full of confidence from 2 previous wins in Season 3, commanded the table, knocking out Michael Mizrachi on a miracle card, then dispatching Scotty Wynn to the rail. But it would not be the kings of poker who would write this story, but a 23-year-old Cinderella named Jon Stolzman. With his father cheering him on, the young philosophy major from the University of Wisconsin would hold his own against poker's best.
I'm all in.
Beating Daniel Negreanu in a huge pot.
It's a 6! Wow!
And then sending the player of the year home in third place. With the great veteran Chao Jiang still to defeat.
I call him.
He's calling him. He's done it.
Jon Stolzman would finally complete this astonishing victory.
Here's the river. Jon Stolzman has done it, Vince.
Winning $1.4 million and ending the greatest upset in WPT history by calling home to say he had etched his name forever on the WPT Champions Cup.
Well, that's the dream of all players, to get your name etched on that Champions Cup. No doubt about it. One player at this table has done that. Will the Thrill Fiala going for his second WPT title tonight.
Right now, Sean Kunix, 39-year-old, is the chip leader with 3.9. He's playing some bold poker here this evening. Back to the table we go. Quick fold by James Calderero. And now the short stack. Daniel Buzgone has a hand, ace-queen.
You know, he's on the short stack at this table, just the kind of hand you're looking for when you don't have many chips. In my mind, you're just going to ship it right here.
He is from Malton, New Jersey, 27 years old.
He's got less than 10 big blinds. I just get it in there.
I'm all in.
And he does so.
He's going to shove Will the Thrill out. And now Tony Dunst with an attractive king, jack of clubs with a button.
Well, Tony might think the guy's a little desperate here.
285?
Might be moving all in with any kind of hand.
I'm all in.
Now, Tony Dunst has gone all in himself. Doesn't just make the call, wants to shut everybody else out.
I'm not that
Everybody
big.
else folds.
John and Darren fold. Wow.
So ace queen up against king jack.
Well, Tony could afford to make the call, which is why he did, I'm sure, but now he's going to have to get lucky to win the pot.
Such a real hand for 9 blinds.
I'm tight. I'm in my cave, man. I'm buried in there.
Tony put him on a much wider range, which is possibly true. He could have moved in with a much weaker hand, but he didn't.
Well, the flop comes up 10-9-3. That is good for Buzgone.
Well, he didn't want to pair his queen now because that would give Tony a straight. He didn't want to see any kind of paint come out there.
Tony would love to hit his card, but it's not going to happen for Tony there as a 4 spades on the turn.
Daniel just has to dodge a face card. He doesn't want to see any paint come out there, Vince. It's the only way he can lose. If a paint comes up, it does not, as the 3 of spade hits on the river. Daniel Buzgone going to double up.
Nice hand, Dan.
Thank you.
A little hit there for Tony Dunst.
Well, let me say this about Daniel Buzgone, Vince.
Nice hand, Dan.
Thank you.
We keep talking about Will the Thrill, who's the player of the year leader right now. If Daniel Buzgone wins this tournament, he'll be taking the lead in the WPT player of the year race.
And with that hand, we've run out of time in our first hour of extended coverage. Mike, what are your thoughts on tonight's action?
Well, my first thought is I can't wait to see the conclusion of this final table. It is going to be a good one, but the player that's impressed me the most at this final table is the Buckeye, the 37-year-old businessman from Columbus, Ohio, Sean Kunix. He came to this final table as chip leader. He's done nothing but increase that with good play, with some great bluffs. Right now, he's marching with the precision of the Ohio State Marching Band, and that's saying something.
I absolutely agree. Sean has been extremely aggressive tonight. Vince, what are your thoughts?
Well, I tell you, 3 of these guys just can't get themselves out of the Jacksonville swamp tonight. And we're talking about the New Yorker, Will the Thrill, misstepping here tonight. Tony Dunst, kind of conservative. He can't make it happen either. And the young gun, Darren Elias, hasn't been able to make anything happen here either. And Daniel Buzgone, our other player of the year candidate, has a little momentum now after that hand with our raw deal man, Tony Dunst. Buzz hasn't gone yet, but, you know, the 2 chip leaders are pushing these guys around. It should be very interesting.
Thank you, guys. Join us next time from Jacksonville for more of Season 10 coverage of the WPT Jacksonville Best Bet Open. Until then, for Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and the whole WPT team, I'm Marianella Pereira saying thanks for watching and good night.
I don't understand what this is for here. The World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.
In Florida, the newest stop on the tour has exploded on the scene as the remaining players battle for the last regular season WPT title. The action continues next, only on the WPT.
Well, the crowd all standing.
He is circling the drain.
They are going bare knuckles in the center of the ring.
He would love to knock this loudmouth out.
Welcome back to our in-depth coverage of the WPT Jacksonville Best Bet Open. Mike and Vince, we still have 6 players left. What are your thoughts on this final table?
Well, my first thought, Marinella, is we have youth, we have experience. 4 out of these 6 players have been at a WPT final table before. Will the Thrill Fiala, of course, going for his second WPT title this season. Our own Mr. Raw Deal, Tony Dunn, still alive fighting for this title. But the guy that's impressed me the most so far at this final table was the guy who's the chip leader coming to the final table. That is Sean Kunix. He's a 37-year-old businessman from Columbus, Ohio. The Buckeye is doing it right now.
Well, Mike, you're right. There's 2 guys that are pushing the other guys around. There is James Calderero from right here in Florida. He got into it early on. He won a big pot from the young gun, Darren Elias, who was off to a pretty slow start. I expect to hear a lot more from Darren before this one is through. And of course, there is Daniel Buzgon. You remember him from Brigada earlier this season. And he's got a little momentum going. If he wins here tonight, he could take the lead for WPT Player of the Year away from Will the Thrill Fiala. But the play of the night so far was when Will the Thrill, the Tony Soprano wannabe, had a brain cramp, didn't realize he had 2 pair. He folded the winning hand against our Raw Deal man, Tony Dunn. Just incredible that he did that. So let's see if Will can come back from that fiasco. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you, guys. There's obviously still great poker ahead. We have word that cards are about to go back into the air, so let's get down to the table.
Well, there you see our chip leader, Sean Kunix, with $4.3 million in chips. James Calderero in second place with $2.3 million. They're the lone 2 amateurs at the table, yet they're sitting in first and second place. Pretty good stuff by them.
All right, the antes of 5,000 blinds are 20 and 40.
I like to play with.
Play goes to Tony Dunn, the Raw Deal here on the World Poker Tour. He's going to quickly fold his hand.
Action over to the chip leader, Sean Kunix. Been very aggressive tonight at this final table. He's got a massive chip lead. He's going to raise it here with a Jack-10, just continuing to apply pressure to everybody.
Darren and James both going away. Now Mr. Buzgon with a king-queen.
Now he just gets away from it.
Okay. And now it's up to Will the Thrill Fiala from Long Island.
And he picks up Queen Jack. He's in the big blind, but he's on the short stack.
It's gone in.
Do you think? I'm not worried about that.
He's a great, entertaining player to watch. That is Will the Thrill.
Nothing's gone right for Will the Thrill so far since he's made this final table. But Vince, you got to hand it to this guy. He has been the leader of the WPT Player of the Year standings most all the years. He lost it in the last tournament. He said, I'm going to get it back. To do it, he had to come in at least 8th place in this event, and he did it.
Don't forget, he took off to go to another tournament in Monte Carlo, got knocked out of that, and had the guts to say, hey, get me back there in time. I want in. So it's nice to see that all that effort has paid off.
Has paid off. He's taking the lead for the Player of the Year race. Now got to decide what to do here in the short stack. He just makes the call. So he doesn't move all in with the Queen Jack, so we're going to have a flop here.
Doesn't have any more chips left, Mike. Here's the flop.
The flop comes 10, 9, 7 of clubs. Good flop for Will.
He's gone all in, and a quick call by Sean, who has 10s.
Well, Sean's got him out flopped as he's got top pair here. He also has a straight flush draw, but Will has a bigger flush draw.
All I need is the 3 of clubs. You hear what I'm saying?
I just need the 8
3 of clubs, or you could just put up an 8. Red 8
Not the 8 of clubs, as Sean says. That would give him a straight flush.
Just put up 3 of clubs and end it.
So Will the Thrill,
3 of clubs and
the
end
Tony
it.
Soprano wannabe, dying for the right card to double up.
Well, Vince, sometimes when you make a bonehead play somewhere along the final table like Will did earlier, the poker gods punish you. Will they punish Will here and not help him?
Ace of spades, no help for Will the Thrill.
He needs to catch a king, a queen, an 8 that's not the 8 of clubs or any other club to stay alive in this tournament. A lot of outs to win the pot. Can he catch something?
Last card coming up. Can Will do it?
Nope. 5 of diamonds comes off. So Will the Thrill Fiala is not going to capture a second WPT title tonight. Nothing went right for the guy. Out tonight. in sixth place.
Yeah, the thrill is gone for Will. Takes home $54,000. He's always fun to watch, and right now he's going over to Matt Savage to commiserate.
Well, it just wasn't your day today. Talk about that last hand.
Well, you know, I had a tough spot there. I didn't know if I was going to get a better chance to look at better cards. Every hand I was looking at was a 3, a 5, a deuce. And he's raising every hand. I think I have the best hand, but I wanted to see a flop. And make a long story short, the best flop I could pretty much see for my hand came, and he had top pair. So
you're back in the lead for Player of the Year.
Yeah.
But there is a kid sitting at the table right now, Daniel Buzgan, that can take the lead back again from you. What do you think?
He's got a good shot. You know, he's getting smashed by the deck right now, so you never know what happens. But I play as good as I could play. You know, that's all I could do is try to get it in good. I couldn't get a hand at the right time. You know, blinds are really big right now, so.
One more event. We'll see you at the World Poker Championship.
Thank you, everybody.
And there you have it, Will the Thrill Fiala out in 6th place. I have to say I am so surprised to see that he was the first player eliminated tonight. However, he does have the lead in the Player of the Year race. But if Daniel Buzgan takes this title, he will overtake Will. Plenty more to come, including my 5 questions with British pro and brand new WPT champ, James Dempsey. And the Royal Flush Girl is having fun here in Florida. It's all when we return to the WPT Jacksonville Best Bet Open. Stick around.
Yeah, I would definitely consider myself a poker player first and a commentator second. On the front. Let's break it down. Definitely always a goal of mine to make an episode as a player. I grew up watching the World Poker Tour. It's pretty surreal to go from the guy who's on his couch in his parents' house watching to the show to the guy who's a part of it and now playing on it. It's very surreal.
We want to congratulate Tony for making this final table. See if we can get lucky and take down the title. Going to need some luck because right now he's sitting in last place. As you can see, our chip leader, Sean Koenig, just continues to increase his chip lead.
Yeah, he is playing tough here tonight. 5-handed poker, Darren Elias with a pair of deuces. And he is going to raise, makes it $85,000 to go. Calderero and Buzgan going out, as well as Tony Dunst. Now it's around to the chip leader, Sean Koenig, who's got an uneventful 8-7.
Now he's looking over there at his opponent's stack size. And he's winning every hand he's playing so far, so why not play again?
Yep, he's going to speculate and make the call. And the flop comes up ace, 10, 6. No help for Shawnee checks.
Well, he's got a gut shot straight draw, but does check. And here comes what might be a nice continuation bet here for Darren Elias with just 2 deuces. But Sean calls him with the gut shot straight draw.
In a flash. And now a 5 of spades gives an open-ended straight draw for Sean. He's checking again. And Darren slowing down.
And a 4 comes off. Look at this. Sean Koenig has made the best hand possible. An 8 high straight. How good is this guy running?
It is beautiful. Now the problem is, how much do you bet? You
All
want to
in.
get some money, but look at this. He overbets with an all-in bet, I believe.
Well, you're right, Vince. Because the guy checked on the turn, you know he doesn't have that strong of a hand, so you want to extract chips from him. Why not bet a smaller amount the guy might call you with?
You must not even have an ace there, Darren. Damn. I did not have an ace. Damn it. Well, it makes me feel better about shoving. I had a monster. I believe you.
Darren escaping right there. There's the will, the thrill.
To be on these sidelines right now, guys. Unfortunately, this is where I'm standing. This is called the Losers Lounge. I don't like the Losers Lounge, but this is where we're at. So we're dealing with it right now. We'll be back for the championship, though, and it won't be in the Losers Lounge, I promise you that. Coming back with vengeance.
Those guys are on the plane by now. He has a lot of class by sticking around, showing his personality.
Well, the truth is he wants to see if Buzgan goes by him in the Player of the Year status. Man. That's why he's here. Don't worry.
Right. All right, Calderero out. And there's Buzgan. He is folding out onto Tony Dunst. King 3 of hearts.
I'm all in.
Wow, he's going to push with this.
Well, he has moved all in with a King 3.
Right behind him, our chip leader.
Timing is
fold.
everything.
Darren now.
How much is it?
Got ace 9. That is callable.
Tough decision here for Darren, no doubt about it. It's one of those very marginal, you do or you don't. Tough decision.
I call.
Tony's trying to talk him out of it. It's not going to work. Darren's making this call.
Well, what a nice call by Darren Elias. That's why the pros respect this guy. He's just got a great feel for the game.
Call there. It's too bad if I lose this, I won't have even gotten to play any poker.
Well, And what's unusual, if Tony loses this pot, he'll have lost about every pot tonight. The only pot he won, he didn't even have the best hand.
Here's the flop. Can Tony outdraw his man here with a king 3? Here we go. It is a 10-6-5. Not good for Tony Dunst. Ace high in front there for Darren.
You know, Tony needs to catch a king or a 3 to take the lead. 2 runners to make a straight or a flush would do it for him, but he needs help. Well, the queen comes off, so we are down to the river. Tony Dunst must catch a king or a 3 to stay alive in this tournament. Otherwise, the dapper-dressed Tony Dunst will be out in 5th place.
River card is a deuce of diamonds.
Well, congrats all around. Nice showing for our own Tony Dunst in this tournament, but just not meant to be tonight. He is going to finish in 5th place.
Well, Mike, he never really got any hands, no momentum to go with, but what an effort for our very own raw deal, Tony Dunst. He's out in 5th place, going to take home $66,000. He's excited to watch, and right now, he's over to talk to Matt.
Tony, a 5th place finish today. How disappointing is this for you?
More disappointing than the finish is the fact that I didn't really get to play any poker. It was just kind of like lose a bunch of hands in a row with one exception and then bust, so not a lot happened.
All right, well, back to the booth, but I'm sure you're going to be back in another final table.
Good Thanks, job, Matt.
Tony. Back to you, Marianella.
Thank you, Matt. Tony Dunst out in 5th place. He's had a great run here in Jacksonville, Florida, and we are all very proud of him. Coming up, my 5 questions with British pro and brand new WPT champ, James Dempsey. You and Mike Sexton, who would win? Lots of excitement as our extended coverage of the WPT Jacksonville Best Bet Open continues. Stick around.
Season 10 of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com, where VIP members can win their share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
I'm Tuba, one of the Royal Flush Girls. Welcome back to Best Bet Jacksonville.
Earlier this season in Las Vegas, British pro James Dempsey captured a WPT title in his very first WPT event. James has always been a fan of the World Poker Tour, as well as a certain Mike Sexton catchphrase, as I learned in this edition of 5 Questions. Why is Bingo Bango Bongo the best poker line
It's the
ever?
absolute best. I started playing poker 10 years ago, and I used to watch the WPT, me and my brother, and it was just one of Sexton's great lines. And when someone used to flop gin, he'd go, bingo, bango, bongo. I used to love it all the time.
Oh, bingo, bango, bongo!
And he just stuck with me ever since. He doesn't even say it anymore, and I was very upset, but he gave me a bingo, bango, bongo, Bellagio.
Just for you personally?
Just for me.
James Dempsey, bingo, bango, bongo, he takes down the pot.
I was like, that was it.
That was gold. Now, you won the very first WPT event you played in. What's your secret?
Run good. Like,
luck box?
Just run good.
Oh, it's the 10!
It's the 10, he done it! James Dempsey has done it!
Just love the game, and the game will reward you. So that's important.
You reigned victorious.
Yeah, I'm the king. I'm the king of the Bellagio for at least another month.
Now, you've done some commentating in the world of poker. Did you learn anything from it?
Just everyone's terrible.
James Dempsey will be alongside me commentating.
That was brilliant. There's 5 players. You've chosen the best poker player with the most chips. And you thought, this is the guy I'm going to go after.
How has that helped your game?
They never helped my game. It's helped me make some enemies.
And he keeps attacking for no reason.
Attacking, you take it personally. I'm not attacking, you're a lovely guy. Why does everyone get so personal when people tell me they're terrible at poker?
Think
it's a game,
that you're not a lovely guy.
It's a game. You see how they play, they're absolutely terrible.
No one's going to want to hire you. What is he doing?
I'm a good commentator.
What a donkey!
Yeah, but that's what people want to hear. Like, he's terrible. I want to hear, oh, yeah, I suppose you could do that, those reasons, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Just say they're terrible. Like, it's fine.
What's the difference between playing poker in Europe and playing poker in the States?
Everyone's a bit crazier in Europe. It's weird. You play against the good players, and they're just a lot more aggressive pre-flop. And then you get, like, a lot of crazy, like, Spanish and French and Italian people who just sit there for 3 hours and then just go berserk in one hand. They're just like, I've had enough of this. And they just start raising turns, just go berserk for like an hour.
Serious question. Heads up.
Okay,
you and Mike Sexton, who would win?
I'd win. Bash him up.
Thanks for trying to be humble for a millisecond.
Bash him up. Bash him up.
You and Vince, heads up. Who would win?
He just looks too cool, doesn't he? So I'd probably just like tremble. I'd be like, can't beat this guy. He deserves it. I feel like he might win.
So you'd win against Sexton. You'd lose against Vince Van Patten.
Yeah, Mike. I think he's too jaded with the game. He's been playing it too long. You know, Vince just seems like he'd just be like, oh yeah, I enjoy life, whatever happens, and then it'll just come to him. That's what happens. You know, you just gotta love the game.
He doesn't know me too well.
Oh boy.
So we'll teach you
Me neither. Have to play this guy some heads up here. No, I think James Dempsey is so good for the poker world. The guy's just got great sense of humor. We played some golf with him this week.
Yep.
Vance, we sure enjoyed that, for sure.
He was awful. And he doesn't mind you telling the truth there. And he was just,
oh, it's good to have a pigeon on the golf course, though, you know.
He's off like an ATM, but he is fun to play with.
Okay, action on Sean Kunix here. Got the ace-7 offsuit.
Yeah, quick fold by Daniel. And Sean with an ace-7 is going to raise, makes it 100,000. Darren out. Calderero has called with a queen jack. Flop is 6-6 deuce. Helps neither player. They both check.
Now a 10 comes off.
James going to check again, yielding to the chip leader, Sean Kunix.
Well, Sean thinks the ace-high is the best hand now. His opponent checked twice, and indeed it is.
125, and that's going to
I had
do
the
it.
best hand. Huh? I had the best hand. Yeah, he did. I had a hand though.
Good bet on the turn there by Sean.
39 years old, second WPT final. He was sixth at the Festa Al Lago.
Well, there you see his father-in-law, Terry Ryan, rooting the son-in-law in. Vince, we should say that he's also playing with a broken collarbone. Got in an accident. He and his son on a quad runner, but broken collarbone not stopping him from playing this tournament.
Well, the blinds are going up to 25 and 50, and now our chip leader, Sean, with a queen 10 of hearts. Will make it 125 to go. Right behind him, though, Darren with an ace-9 of spades.
The ace-9 worked well when they knocked Tony Dunst out of this tournament with it, so he is going to play it again.
Okay, the other guys fold. So ace-9 versus queen 10. Here's the first three. And it comes up king 5. That's a 4 flush for Sean.
He's going to check it.
Raise before the flop and checks the 4 flush.
It's gone check.
6 of spades helps neither player on the turn. And here comes Sean. Got a ton of chips in front of him. He's got momentum, and he's got a bet. Looks like 250,000.
And look at this, Vince. Darren Elias. He's going to make this call with just an ace-high. Believes it's the best hand, and it is the best hand. That's why you got to love this guy. His poker instincts are just terrific. Now a 9 comes off. So Darren improves his hand to kings and 9s.
Sean slows down. He checks it.
Now here's a spot where I would probably just check it down, Vince, even though you like to make a value bet. But if your opponent check raises you here, you may have to muck the 9s. And what's he going to pay you off with? Will he pay you off with 2 6s or a small pair if that's what he has? I don't know.
Well, he's not doing what you would do and I would do. He is going to bet it, try to get a value bet. But of course, we know Sean doesn't have anything.
Value bet indeed. There's almost 850,000 in the pot, yet he's only betting 175,000.
TC fly bet.
Nice hand, buddy.
But Sean doesn't get tricky. He folds the hand. Darren will take that down and look like a genius.
I can tell you, folks, this guy's got the respect of all the poker pros. They really like this guy's game.
The best hand.
I think there's something to be said about enjoying what you do. The charity event at the Bay was a lot of fun. They called it the Titans of Silicon Valley. I think they were executives for internet companies. Helmuth was doing the commentary. I think Negreanu made the final table with me. The rest of it were the executives. They beat us. The amateurs ended up taking. I know when to take it seriously and when to have fun with it, and today's business.
Well, business indeed. Right now, Darren's sitting in 3rd place, looking to take down his first WPT title tonight. So it is all business for him, but Sean Kunix well out in front, as you can see.
Action's going to go right back on Darren Elias. He was 5th at Borgata this season. What a talent, and this time he's got king 9, and he will raise. Makes it 105,000. Calderero out.
Around to Daniel Buzgone. He finished 3rd earlier this season at Borgata. Could take the lead in the WPT Player of the Year race if he wins here tonight, but goes out here.
Sean Kunix with a queen jack will make the call. So we have king 9 up against queen jack, and there's the flop, and it is a queen on the flop. Queen 10-4, but they're all spades.
Sean is going to check the top pair. Darren, as you can see, has the flush draw with the gut shot straight draw.
He's going to bet 110,000. Sean with top pair, no flush.
Oh, but look at this. It's going to be the check raised by Sean, Vince. Yes, it is. He has check raised him to 275,000. But Darren, with the double drawing kind of hand, is going to make the call. Now, kind of hand that's scary, because even if you make a spade flush, you're not really thrilled with the 9 of spade. Now the 10 comes off, which pairs the boards. Sean's still out in front with the queens, but he's going to check them.
Scary card sometimes.
Look at this. Darren is reaching for chips, Vince. Most players would just snap check behind him to get the free draw at the flush of the straight, but not this guy. He is betting out 425,000, going to put the pressure on the chip leader.
That is one bold move by the 25-year-old.
Well, you're scared the guy was slow playing you with a flush. Maybe he's got queens with a bigger kicker. Maybe he made 3 10s on the turn, where you're essentially drawing dead. And Sean is going to give it up. But salute this guy, Darren Elias, for making that bet on the turn to win that pot.
Now that Tony Dunst is no longer at the final table, he has found his way back to his command center. Hear his critique of tonight's play in a new edition of The Raw Deal. And the Royal Flush Girls having fun here in Florida. Lots of excitement as our extended coverage of the WPT Jacksonville Best Bet Open, brought to you by ClubWPT.com, continues. Stick around. Welcome back to the WPT Jacksonville Best Bet Open, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Thanks to tonight's competition, there is plenty to discuss as Tony Dunst had a first-hand look at this final table from a player's perspective. And now that he is back in the booth, he is ready to give his 2 cents on this edition of The Raw Deal.
You know, it's always been my dream to play my way onto a WPT final table and lose every hand once I got there. I mean, seriously, the only hand I won, I wasn't even supposed to win. Fortunately for me, Will Fiala didn't want Player of the Year quite bad enough to examine how his hole cards match up with those on the board. But beyond that, I was mostly forced to sit and watch everyone else play poker while my stack evaporated in front of me. And the man I watched the closest at this final table is Darren Elias. Although many of you may be oblivious to Elias, he is well known and unanimously respected among his peers. He built his reputation as a successful online player, and this is his second WPT final table this season. However, Darren is still without a win in a major live tournament, though many considered him the favorite coming into tonight's competition. Several of Darren's battles have come against chip leader Sean Kunix, and although Darren hasn't been able to extract a large degree of chips from him, I think the skill edge is increasingly apparent the more you watch the two of them play. Their first conflict is pretty straightforward. Darren bets his pair of 2s on an ace-high flop, and Sean decides to call with a gut shot and likely has some intention to bluff on future streets if he misses. Instead, Sean gets a run out, giving him the